Turnip.
Turnip. All right, cool.
Whose hips are returning?
Fa la 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 la.
Fucking
Turn down for what?
Fucking turnip.
this fucking turnip is not ripe yet. That doesn't even make sense.
The ripening.
Did I put everyone's names down somewhere? Am I crazy?
So
Oh.
Hello world, it's a Sunday.
Hello, world.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Governor.
Jody, that's how you sound, right?
Sorry, what?
I mean, that's how all Brits sound.
That's how all British people sound, right?
I do not. What is it with these British accents?
We just like to give you a hard time.
Alright.
Plus, it's the default. Like, when American tries to do a silly accent, they try to do a default silly British accent.
All of my
Why
NPCs
did
are
they
British
do
now.
Yeah. Except for me when I'm trying to do an
haven't noticed,
Indian
Rob.
and then I start
Mesh,
speaking
we
like...
can't hear it. It's not coming through.
All we can't see is...
Do an Indian British.
Correction, we are halfway
What is this?
between British and Australian. That's what your accent is.
Yeah, there you go. Either that or it's just a drunk New Zealander. I knew Harry would appreciate that kind of joke.
They do.
All right. Let me get you some music, Harry. And Harry's going to do our
Just getting
recap.
everyone's names down.
So
Hi,
the stream
I'm
has
Elliot.
everyone's names on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not watching the stream.
Okay.
I've got all my other background stuff.
All right. So we have Shifa, which is S.H.P.H.A. Barbarian Automaton. Aormaton, excuse me. Layla, a fan fighter. I believe she said that she's half Ganassi in character.
Well, half Ganassi, half drow.
Yeah. Then we have Caidi, who is Wood Elf Cleric.
Hi, I'm Caidi.
Caidi, did you say that you've worshipped a Changebringer?
Yes.
Okay. I need to clarify something that I have gotten so very wrong. At the very beginning of this game.
Okay.
So let me do this first.
My heart's already beating. Like, what's happening?
My change ring is actually an evil entity. Have fun with that.
This is way more sinister than I wanted.
What? It's an evil entity?
I wanted this. This one? No, this one. This one.
Harry, you're joking, right?
The Changebringer is in fact very heavily deregulated as an entity for the large portion of Wildmount. Like, it is not a government sanctioned belief.
Oh.
Now, that said, what I'm going to do as a broad brush thing is based off of the things that we've done in the game already, okay? Where you're from, and in Hupperduke, I'm gonna say Hupperduke is so inventor-centric, and the government kind of turns a blind eye to, especially other certain deities in that area, because they're so heavily industrialized, and most of them are gnomes and following gnome deities anyways, that they are basically gonna just kind of, we'll just say they're kind of getting paid off there. So it's not as like, the Starosta there doesn't really care as much. And then at your home area, that has a very deep history with the elves that were currently there. And so because of that, the elf factions and high importance folk that are very rich in the area are essentially paying off the government to allow elven families to do what they want in their religious faith. Now, Harry doesn't need me to describe what's going on with him, because he's already showed that he's keeping some secrets from you guys. But I think the rest of the party knows who you follow, Caidi. But it is technically not kosher in the Empire.
Is it an evil deity?
No,
Actually, okay.
it is not.
Oh my God, Harry.
Hey, you're for believing me.
Yeah, that's what friends do.
Oh, I'm talking about your deity is not evil, Caidi.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But it's
Goldy, you also forget I'm
frowned
also a
upon, like,
DM.
yeah. It's simply put, it's gonna be hard enough to find temples and places of worship because it's something that isn't recognized.
Well, the other
Right,
thing too about yours is, I'll give you this as a little caveat. It's probably not very regulated because it's kind of just generally more in line with people that are unhappy with government systems using the Changebringer as a kind of battle cry to be out from what's currently standard, if that makes sense. They're like, we want change. And in history, both like in the Calamity or before the Calamity and stuff, there's history books about people that use the Changebringer as like, change is coming and we're not going to be ruled by oppressors anymore, that type of thing. But also, in addition to that, just financially speaking, the Changebringer's whole tenets and stuff are more upon like practical outworkings of like their faith. So they don't really like go and gather and do things that are like meetings and structured events and worship. That their worship is like enacting the change, or at the very least, it's just a flippant attitude towards their Lady Luck of not Teldoria, of Exandria. Exandria's Lady Luck is Avandra is as well. So it's kind of like, my luck's gonna change, you know. So most people might reference it in passing, so it's not like that risky to like mention the Changebringer's name.
Okay.
But like when some people are like trying to like actually like make faith statements in it, it's like it's not really a real thing that you can do. So you kind of have to be careful with it when you're going more deep in the religious side, but it's a lot easier with your faith in other deities that might be more heavily regulated, or in places that are much more strict with their finances, because there's a heavy taxation going on with religion. Okay.
I will woven that into my character then.
Harry, you have the floor.
Yes. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so technically this is a recap for 2 sessions, all the way back to session 12, where I was introduced to the game. The party and myself have been traveling around, and we found ourselves in what's this fucking town again? I've forgotten.
Nogvarat.
No.
Novgorod.
The scatters, that's not right.
We found ourselves in this town, and we end up actually housing in the same inn. We see snippets of each other, but nothing massive going on. We're talking. We end up going to Peddler's Row, in which we enter one of the tents where a master smith is there. Well, not a master smith, just a good smith, who is this crazy character, very strange, in which the party and myself finally meet. Shortly after we've done our business, gotten new armor, and gotten a few things up for order, we go to leave, and a cart comes streaming through, and one of its wheels breaks, and out of it comes 3 crates. One of them contains an ankeg. I can't remember how that's said.
Ankeg.
Big fucking an ankeg, which I don't know if we know what that is. I can't remember if we found that out, or if that might be meta knowledge. I can't remember if we know that specifically.
Let's just say you guys know what the name of it is
eyeball-
called, because Jess Leanne's kind of arcane knowledge.
Yeah, it's fair. So another came out. There was a strange invisible creature that went under the cart and fucked off. A clockwork animal creature thing, which I have no idea what that was, but you guys have seen them before. And 2 eyeball monsters that got squished. We fought, we went back and forth, and as we're fighting the Anteg, toward the end of the battle, 3 guards come. It was the companion that I had come in with, whose name I believe was Jack. I think that was his name. I can't remember. I have to go find that again. He's running in with a strange cloaked figure and 3 guards. The cloaked figure throws out this weird disc thing, says something in another tongue that I haven't got it listed, but we did know roughly what it was. It translated to open. Threw this thing down, sucked the cart up, and jumped into it and just vanished, just poofed. We get scared from the guards because the companion that I'm with is coming down and they're chasing him as well. So we book it. We're like, we don't know what's going on. We all leave. We all sneak out. And these guards take the rest of the cart and disappear off into the crowd. Where am I? That was other things, yada yada. From there, we go back to the inn and we start talking back and forth about everyone. We realize that we are very closely aligned with our goals. We go back and forth a little bit. We go talk. I eventually leave to go to a secret meeting, which both Layla and S.H.P.H.A follow me to. Although Layla accidentally knocks over a brazier on her way in, and I end up finding her. While S.H.P.H.A is undetected, I have no idea that S.H.P.H.A followed me all the way there and listened. So I had that meeting. I came back, and officially it was a little bit more cemented that yes, I should join you guys because all of our goals are aligned. We're having a conversation, we're going back and forth. I confronted Layla about following me and how like, hey, that's a privacy, cool. We also talked to Caidi and, you know, discussed of like, hey, what are your parents actually doing? What are the evil things? Because she didn't have quite an answer for that one. At least at the time, whether or not that's retconned later, but that's the conversation how it went. And then otherwise we talked about the sort of grand scheme of where we're wanting to go, what we're wanting to do. Shortly into the second day, we decide to find a guard and inform them of what happened, because we're like, hey, that's really strange. We should say something in case this is a problem. You know, we've got poachers or whatever the hell these guys are running around, bring all these guys in. So we go contact a guard, and this guard is suddenly very interested. We're a little bit worried, but we end up getting taken to a secret little base of operations with a official named Tulva. I can't remember specifically her role in all this, but she's kind of like, if the guards are the police, she's the CIA agent that showed up. She's like high ranking, everything's fucking secret. She's got things on record, magical, everything like, and we are basically offered to infiltrate the guards and seek out this corruption that they know is there, but they can't really do anything about. We were given 2,000 gold to sneak into the righteous brand, and we seek out the corruption within. We get 500 gold extra from the negotiations, so it's 2,500 all up. We got a jail-free card and another 500 gold if we got correct information. So it was 2,500 to sneak in, to just do the job. An extra 500, or possibly the 500 was tied into getting correct information as well. I'm not too sure. But basically, getting paid to sneak in, getting paid for the right information. We have a moral dilemma of, hey, we don't really want to work for a government body. We're very anti that. We're very like, no, we're just here for the people. But I end up turning around and going, hey, as much as I agree we do not want to tie ourselves into this, these people brought these fucking things through town. Innocents could have been killed, and it's in our best interest to A, have someone in a high standing on our side, and we can also do good even if we don't like exactly where it's coming from. And we explained that to her. We were like, hey, we're not being tied into this, but if it serves people and we can sort of keep our hands mostly clean, we're pretty happy to jump in. And from there, I believe we stopped it basically right after that meeting.
All right. So, for the sake of this, Telva is a human. She is essentially a, for lack of a better phrase, a spy captain for an entity called the Augen Trust, AUGEN. The Augen Trust is known as the CIA Central Intelligence Agency, or FBI, you know, Federal Bureau of Investigations type thing for the government, but have a lot more militaristic power than is publicly known. But like, they're not out parading themselves with badges like you would see in movies and stuff. Like, this agency is very hush hush. Like, they remove
the CIA if the CIA was not a public company.
Correct. Yeah, the Augen Trust is what people know the spy network is, but they don't know who they are. Like, that's how hush hush they are. If you know about the Augen Trust, it's like they wanted you to know. So they're very hush hush. Now, she's been very pleasant. You guys are having some tea, and you've just agreed to this. And she says, we're at a bit of a predicament here because I don't really need you to return to your arrangements at the hotel. So I am going, or the tavern that you were staying at. So what I'll do is I'll pick up that bill. I'll send some information towards them to let them know that you had to leave town. And you can stay here for the time being. Because you've agreed, I can give you some more information. After this evening, you will no longer be staying here. Because tomorrow at about pretty close to maybe, it's between midday and the afternoon, if we're lucky in the afternoon, so that we'll have more time for preparation. There'll be a large group coming in from Rexentrum. That group will come in with some fresh faces that will allow you to blend in. And I'll send a runner in the morning to make sure that they know that there'll be some new recruits. Now, the difficulty will... Yes?
Will there be any Dragonborn amongst these new recruits? Because I am very conspicuous.
We have people all over from Rexentrum, so this is the best shot that we have to get you integrated.
I'm a 7-foot tall Dragonborn.
Yes, one of my good friends inside the agency is 9. Not 9 years old, 9 feet tall.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm very conspicuous.
Yes. Sit down here. I'll get us some food from the tavern delivered soon if you guys want to spend some time with some dinner. Essentially, oh no, you said you already ate. Is that correct?
No, I'm hungry.
Okay, so be it.
Have second breakfast.
This is still early in the morning because this is, I think, just after breakfast time. This is
Okay. So let's just say it's breakfast, brunch, about brunch.
Food.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys, I think you just ate brunch or breakfast, but she'll get some more food as you've been discussing. We'll say it's closer to noon now. You're probably getting a little bit.
Can we have a charcuterie we bought of just dips and crackers and everything?
Yeah.
Which cheese do I eat?
So what she'll say is basically it's like we have the rest of today and potentially about half of tomorrow to get this organized. And Jessalyn brings up the first thing that I wanted to discuss, which is this is going to be a bit more of a partnership because I, unlike most of my associates, like to give a lot of investigation. Creative discovery with how they want to take investigations. Usually within our agency, we have highly trained individuals that learn the trade to do these kind of infiltrations, but we don't have that luxury during war. We have to take who we can get, and if they want to do things their own way, then so be it. But the nice thing is that in war, people aren't really suspecting this type of activity. So, to that end, we will provide, and by we, I mean mainly me and the organization, we're going to provide you with things that maybe you don't have in order to get integrated. So, simple things like an ID. That can be made in a matter of moments with magic. Not a problem. Now, that said, you, Jessalyn, are actually not the least of my worries, as she points to Shifa. Whatever you are is something I would like to know, but that is maybe after the job. In short, we need to get you either a disguise at your leisure or no disguises if you want to just go as is. But either way, I will have to get you some appropriate attire for the job, and we'll have to make up some characters for you. You'll have to be someone else.
Oh, that sounds fun. I am good at it.
I definitely think we will need that as well. Remember to all of us, we were seen yesterday. Whether or not they remember much of our faces or whatever, it's still in our purview to get disguises.
That is precisely why we must change who you were. Now, that said, we shouldn't give everyone too much credit, especially those in the military. They're not the ones that are really dealing with this sort of thing. That would be mostly the Crown's Guard. So the Crown's Guard are really the only people we have to fool. And especially the ones that saw you, which is an even less number. So I wouldn't get too concerned with that. Word does travel, but as long as you look slightly different than how it was, then...
Yes.
Did we tell them why we are here? Maybe they just think that we came early.
Well, some of those people can be paid and to forget. And money speaks a lot louder.
They just think, oh, these are recruits that came to city early.
Well,
that can be arranged.
Yes, but the guards that saw us, at least supposedly the majority of them were the individuals we're trying to locate. And then there was extra guards outside who came later when that group came up. Because remember, by the account of my companion, he said that there was 4 of them who put on the guard disguises, and the last one was running, if I remember correctly. Let me check that, actually.
So
I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
But they'll still tell them I came early.
So, I would like you all to discuss. I will be here for the discussions to help guide any maybe problematic things that you have, but I am going to try to hold my tongue as much as I can on things that may be impractical. Just because things that are quite ridiculous, while being memorable, may be distraction enough to misdirect you from who you are. So, creativity is king here with this type of thing. I do have ways, both magical and physical, in order to alter your appearances. So if that is a concern for S.H.P.H.A, then we can arrange that with certain things. But you will need to be in either one of 3 agencies that you'll be investigating. Do you know those agencies already, or shall I refresh your memory?
Let's refresh my memory.
Okay. So the first is, of course, the Crown's Guard. You could be inundated into that group. One of the groups is probably going to be off limits. Is the last Aegis, which is the specific group to Nogvarat. They're a little bit more in a kind of localized people, so I don't think it would be easy to integrate you there. Or the Righteous Brand, which is the military, and probably the easiest to kind of adopt you into. Crown's Guard get transferred around quite a bit, but most of them are generally pretty local. But the Righteous Brand is probably the easiest, if I'm speaking from a practical standpoint, but you don't have to be integrated. If you were to transfer into the Crown's Guard, they may be willing to trust you more off the rip, just because of that. And there's, of course, infighting between the 2 of them, as you could probably already tell. But I don't have any opposition if you want to be associated with either of them. We can get you anything you need. Those are the 2 entities that need to be investigated. But you can choose how to do that investigation and what you want to choose to be your kind of alias alliance at the beginning. And it's perfectly normal to have people that do agree across the border of the Crown's Guard and the Righteous Brand. You could all be going in at the same, just be friends from a long time ago, which could be any reason. You can literally make it up on the fly as long as you stick to the story and it doesn't change.
Let me just quickly see. Rob, did you say the guards that came up with the guy initially? Were they just Righteous Brand, or were they weren't Crown's Guard? They were all Righteous Brand, weren't they?
Initially, as in,
so you know how like the guy was running away from those guards, but those guards were with him initially, and it was all sort of part of a big show. Were they all disguised as Righteous Brand?
I can't necessarily remember what I said, but if all of you are okay with just agreeing, I'm gonna say that in that group there would have been 1 member of each, at the very least.
Okay.
And if anything, there would have potentially been more Crown's Guard, because that's their responsibility.
Yeah.
So if there was more Righteous Brand and as a part of the group that was in response, that would be a little abnormal. Now, the people, if you're asking about the people that fetched you from the tavern, they are Righteous Brand members.
Yeah.
Because they work for her.
Because Righteous... Yeah. So, just a reminder, the Righteous Brand are basically...
War effort people.
They're war effort people. The Last Aegis is... the town-specific guards.
Let me just give you exactly what it says.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of this sitting and waiting. I apologize.
It's all good. To be fair, I feel like... Sorry, you go, Jody.
No, you go ahead, Harry.
I was just gonna make a joke. I feel like a lot of like government ops is about like a week worth of just sitting around a table just talking.
It's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out why I have strength to only one of my bonus action attacks.
I don't know, man.
Why do I have strength modifier on one of my bonus
The
action?
real question.
I need a disguise kit.
Well,
are you saying that in character, Jody? Sorry.
Yes.
We can provide one for you if you needed to have it on hand, but it will look less genuine if we don't make it so that it'll last a long time.
Really? Is that possible to make it last a long time?
Oh, of course, yeah. And if you need any re-upping, it would be best to do it in the middle of the day between activities when you can steal yourself away from there. You can come back here. We can provide excuse papers for you in advance to excuse yourself for any reason. We can give you all some sort of medical condition. We can, which is a bit rare, but we can give you like probably orders, some sort of like pre-written order paper that's just like indefinitely like a summons to come see an officer in this location. We'll just have that there, and then you guys can come here and reapply. But you absolutely must not avoid blending in at night. Sleeping there is a way to build trust. Being with people around meals, waking up and resting is super important.
What would be the mental health check for this kind of universe?
What's that?
What would be the mental health checking for this kind of universe? What's the term?
They probably don't have one. This is the military.
I was gonna say
They probably only have PTSD people in like the religious entities, but it would probably be like the House of Bahamut. Would probably be like any government sanctioned stuff.
Instead of shell shock, it's dragon shock.
Yeah. You know, we have to make sure to blend in.
Scale shock.
Yeah. Blend in.
Okay, here you go.
To complain about the food and complain about our bosses.
So originally, this is what she'll tell you. She's like, well, if you're wondering who the Aegis is, that basically the town was founded as a guard post near the Quana Breach because they were on watch for deadly creatures wandering Savalier Wood to the north of here. But this was a long time ago. So now the settlement has grown into a militaristic reserve for the Righteous Brand. So this is kind of the reserve that needs to be deployed, but uses that reserve to train the Righteous Brand and send out new recruits as well. So there's a lot of rotationary things in here. So that regiment of the Righteous Brand that's stationed here as a defending army, not an offensive army, against any assault that kind of is basically going for the capital at Rexentrum. This is kind of the last line. That's the Aegis. So these people are highly trained, but they don't leave. The people that are trained for the Aegis stay here. So the people that are coming in are receiving some sort of training. They're gonna see a little bit more defensive maneuvers, will probably be practiced here, training from the Aegis so that they can go out. They'll receive probably their basic training from some people here, because there's just too many people mobilized in Rexentrum. But yeah, this is kind of like the last mobilization. We'll send some people down to Blade Garden, some people to the front lines, some people to North Post, South Post, etc. Could be anything. But yes, nearly half of our population in the city is a military reserve. There are 6,000 in general at any given time. But as you can tell, with that reserve and with war kind of stationed, there are people restless. So they're doing all kinds of things, from actively being trained to fucking off and drinking and playing and gambling in the mess hall. Then she reaches into a filing cabinet and in the back and opens up and slaps down a file, which is very thin, and places it on her desk.
Sorry, a file.
Yeah, like a file with papers in it.
Oh, okay, I thought you said vial. So it's like
No. Yeah, like a file.
Okay.
In this file here, I have some other information just for reference about places in this particular city, if you're unfamiliar. Basically where people might be hanging out. I can give you a little bit of a scope, but this file is probably for phase 2 once you've figured out what you want to do. Or if you want to use it to inform how you want to be disguised. But you could be disguised as anything.
So, just to make sure, Last Aegis, basically, they are the core sort of OG original defending members. They've been hooked into the Righteous brand, but they're primarily a defensive army sticking in town, making them sort of stand-ins. You got the Righteous brand, who are you said they're the war effort. They make up. Are they making up the military reserve, or is that Aegis?
So the Aegis is a subsection of the Righteous brand.
Yeah, so they're sort of the same thing.
They will wear the same cresting, but probably have a separate brooch on their cloaks or something, or maybe like a different icon on their shields. But yeah, it's just like think of it more like a division name.
Yeah.
Like this is Echo Delta versus like something else. I don't know. Some other military name.
Bravo Squad.
Yeah.
What about the Crown's Guard?
Oh, here we go. The faction overview. The Righteous brand, military, stationed to secure borders and intimidate the dynasty agents. And then they go through. The last Aegis is the special security unit that defends this city. The infrastructure of the entire like safety of Rexentrum is dependent on the people here to intercept. So Nogvarod's kind of like a interception city, if you will. And then the Crown's Guard are just law enforcers. They answer directly to their superiors, and their superiors answer directly to the local starosta, which is the kind of government and military arm, government defense, like police force is a better way of saying that. The Crown's Guard.
They're basically like military.
Crown's Guard is the cops.
Yeah.
So anything that's civilian and internal, they handle, but anything that's civilian that affects the Righteous brand, the Aegis have to cover.
Yeah. And just so I'm just asking these questions to make sure we all know what's up. You're saying that those 3 guys who were disguised on the initial day, there was one member from each of these regiments. That's what we're saying?
Just to keep everything kosher, because you would have no inclination who it would be, and those people would have been smart enough to know that.
No, 100%. I'm also just asking this in case it's like, okay, cool, we need to think of like who's going to be where, like what's the biggest like chance to get caught out. And especially if like the last Aegis or the Crown's Guard have smaller numbers sort of as a whole, and we go into intercepting into them, it's like, well, hang on, how much of these guys are integrated? Is there someone who is full corruption? Are they just using it as a guise? Like, knowing these things is going to be really important for this. So, all right.
Now, if you want to infiltrate, like, let's say all of you are going to be into the Righteous brand, without exception, like all of you want to go in the same faction, that's also fine. But we can bullshit some paperwork to get you where you need to be. So if the matter is a question of like something being practical or impractical, that's a matter of paperwork. The only thing that I really care about is how you want to build trust in order to get the information you need.
Well, with that, I think our next question would be, do you know or suspect how ingrained this corruption is? Is this a very small sect? Is there other issues that we don't know about, or is it still sort of in the dark?
That's a good question.
Harry, do you have inspiration?
I do.
Okay. Then I will give you I will just treat this as like a successful roll because there will be no persuasion check. This is just a very good question to ask. So that said, that's why I'm going to give you some really good info here. It is under my understanding, she like grabs a piece of paper underneath the file that's currently turned over, and then she looks at it and then grabs some reading glasses. The crime here is kept in check because of the disputes between the Crownsguard and the Righteous Brand and the Aegis. To that end, this corruption that you're bringing up here has always been a problem.
Right.
So the reason for this is that the Aegis, because they are the last line of defense, use their powerful sway in order to make easy extra money to turn a blind eye to anything. So let's say in a situation where you want to smuggle something into the city, in the case that we're discussing, there have been people that have been taken in by the Crownsguard that were Aegis members that were caught. Like being bribed. But the difference is for today, some of the things that they are allowing and being corrupt to receive are not dangerous enough, or how would you say this? Problematic is probably the better way of saying it. Are not problematic enough for us to divide our attention during this very difficult war in order to dedicate resources to snuff it. So for example, if someone is like being bribed to let somebody out of prison that's a criminal, or let's say like, I don't know, the drugs are probably a good one, right? They're smuggling some sort of like powder that the other members of the Aegis want to have in their snuff box. They would be caught by the Crownsguard, they'd be charged as guilty, they would have something on the record, and then they would bribe somebody to turn a blind eye to the smuggling, and it would just be gone and they would be released. That type of bribery is everywhere. Because we have to let it go. It's essentially the difference between, like, during times of war like this, we have to just we have to accept more things into the category of petty crime. We have to let it go. Because it's just not important enough. And furthermore, during war, it's quite good for the underground. They can make a lot of money during war because they can sell to different kinds of people and triple backstab and whatever they need to do. Yes. But it's under my understanding that the only people that we really have to worry about these days are Shady Creek, because they're outside of our jurisdictions a lot of times, and we can't chase them down and do a war at the same time. So that's my job.
Yes.
But these type of creatures dives into the activities where we have to start paying attention. We don't know what the purpose of them are, or where they're coming from, and where they're going, and who's buying what, and what connections are there.
With that, if you don't know much, but has there been any other similar instances where people have been smuggling large animals, something have gotten out?
This is the first time that I've heard anything about this, which is why I'm here.
Okay.
I heard that something like this was happening. There was larger scale smuggling operations, but I didn't know what was being smuggled. Today's first hiccup is the first actually big indicators, which is, I saw that there was someone on site and it was you guys, and you didn't seem involved, so here we are.
Do you have a time frame for how long you've heard that?
I know that I'm supposed to be building trust with you, but I can't share that information.
Even if it's just a rough estimate, something to give us an idea. Because let me explain my thought process. Let's assume, right? The corruption has always been a thing. You have to let petty crimes go. It's what we understand that happens. Agree with or disagree with it, that's just sometimes reality hits you like that. If these individuals have been smuggling these creatures for a much larger period of time, then how we want to investigate changes rapidly. You know, if it turns out these guys have been doing it for maybe a year, then we don't have to think too deeply of like, oh, they're going to be this person ingrained in this system. Like, we can think this is a little bit more surface level. But if this has been going on for several years, or as a compare, or on the other side, maybe just a few months, then, you know, it changes how deeply we have to think. Because suddenly if you turn around and tell me you've had reports of similar large-scale smuggling for the last 2 or 3 years, even if it's just a rough estimate, then we have to think we aren't just dealing with a couple of rogue agents or possibly a couple of few, you know, corrupt individuals. We might be dealing with an entire network who has systems, who have people in place to keep people like us, people like you in check to make sure we don't find that out.
As a GM, I think Mesh might have some details in character for this.
Okay.
That he can share. I will allow Mesh to kind of do a little bit of meta knowledge for his character. He might know or have heard some things, but he may not know the families that may be associated with those things.
Yeah.
In addition to that, what she will tell you to cover her tracks of saying that she can't really share that, she's like, listen, I can't share that information because there are other, how would I say this? Even if I were to give you a better time frame, I can't really do that explicitly. There are magical things that are restricted me to share certain information, and I would come to major problems to this. Now, that said, what I can do is provide hints about that.
Okay.
So if these type of things have been continuing, it is possible that if they're longer term, that I would have been in the city longer. And if they are more recent, it is either that I have come into the city more recently, or if they've been going on for a long time that we may just not have known. Or rather, it may have been going on for a long time, but maybe is with new people in new places. So that's about all I can give you. I know it's not very helpful, but that is the nature of
no, that's
an intelligence agency that keeps secrets
helpful.
from themselves.
Then
Yes, Jessie.
can I ask then how? Yeah, just think of this actually.
Do I have an echo?
No, you're okay.
Yeah.
I think I have a delay there.
There's a little luck.
Is it in mine?
There's a
Mine?
there's some
No,
lag.
it is on. It's on Jody's.
Okay, let me disconnect and
Just
reconnect.
slightly though.
Okay.
It's not too loud.
I can't hear it unless I have my headphones in, probably. Yeah, Shifa, go ahead.
Remind me on above table, how much do we trust this person? Did I reveal more about my speech? Can I speak in front of this one? Or was that the guy in the other town, previous town?
I don't think you've revealed.
You haven't
that you can
spoken
speak
yet in this
really
room.
Shifa. Yeah.
Okay, so
Although she does. Yeah, she actually doesn't even know what the fuck you are. That's right.
But you
Right,
know
that's
that she's received some information from him. You just don't know what she knows.
Yeah, so
And what he, or rather what he shared with her. But you also know that, you know, in the realm of information, give and take is probably the best. And you can't be hidden forever.
Yeah.
So that's up to
Yeah,
you.
keep going,
But
Jay.
I didn't want to speak for you on your behalf. That the stuff with Shady Creek is there, but anything to do with Shady Creek as much as possible with the smuggling operation, as well as like what kind of crazy shit goes on in there. The easiest way to understand Shady Creek Run is that like, and their families there is like, if it's a crime, it probably has come in and out of there at least once. You know what I mean? And it may be even to the point where every family has done every crime imaginable at least at one point. Maybe not in this current generation, but at some generation.
There is a
That's how
bingo
corrupt that
board
place
of
is.
crimes over generations.
Now the families have the difference in the families is their specialties and their power regions and their influences and their clientele. That's where that kind of underground goes. Now the other is that like she said in the last time that we had met, which I had not informed you guys, is that she's not entirely convinced that Shady Creek Run or the Dynasty, whether she doesn't know which one is at fault for this type of bribery, or if it could even be the X factor of something or someone else. It could be anything. She really doesn't know.
Yeah.
She's not ruling anything out. She's an intelligence agent.
Yeah. So if I can then ask as a follow-up question, what's the way I can ask this in a correct way? Have you been in town long?
She smiles.
Asking. Oh, okay. So, I think she may have been in a clandestine operation, unbeknownst to us.
I'm just trying to think if there's a way that I can get around the magicalness with a good question.
The magicalness of?
Some things are maybe not
well,
just quite as relevant, and maybe you can find that information through your investigation outside of these four walls.
That's right. Well, we can work with that. That's good enough. Which, to me, sounds like a few things. Not to assume, but assuming that Tolva here has been in town for a while, that means that there is some level of this is a more larger project, which means we could be dealing with a lot more ingrained members, either through corruption or direct influence. Maybe, a certain new guard, a certain new captain gets thrown in who doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, that kind of stuff. If she's only been in for a short amount of time, couple of months to, a few days, then that changes. Because then we have to ask the question, was today a test and did they fail? Or is this just a simple mistake for new people who came in? How long have they been ingrained in this? And I'm sort of gesturing to the whole group for us, when we decide how we're going to infiltrate, we should keep those things in mind, because we could be dealing with an entire locked-in force, or a couple of just happenstance individuals who tried something and it kind of fell in their face. The only other thing that we can say to that is, at the very least, these people have access to decently strong magical spells and artifacts. They had that strange disc thing that they folded the entire cart into, for one. They had all of the creatures there who were scared of them and very likely to just get back in their cages. You remember that they all climbed back in outside of the ant-egg. And I believe they also teleported out. Did they? Am I remembering that right? They teleported, didn't they? Or did he jump into the cookie thing and that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think that they have a base close by that they he went into the hole, but the hole actually goes to a place close by?
It depends what it was. I very much doubt he went directly to a base, because if you had that, then you wouldn't need to transfer anything through town. We got to remember that they had snuck these things through town. If they had access to Chesley, and you can sort of confer with me because I don't really know the spells too well, but my understanding is with teleportation, if you have a circle, you can just zip between those two spots almost like it's nothing, right? Jody?
Yes.
Jody? Jody!
What the hell? Sorry,
Yep,
my cat-
sorry. Sorry, I whacked out. Sorry about that.
You're good.
I'm struggling a little bit. I did hear how it
I'm-
got to a little while ago.
My question to you is basically asking about teleportation circles and how they work.
To me?
Yeah, if you know them, because I know that you're more magically inclined than I am.
You're the magic dude, lady.
Whilst that is true, the magic I deal with, I'm rather a novice at. I only started about a year ago. But could I use a teleportation?
Well, it's better. Do you know how that spell works? Have you heard of it? I know vaguely of the ideas of it, but do you happen to know how they work a little bit better than I do, considering you have studied this, even if only for a year?
Yes, I'm pretty sure she knows. Can I do can I see if Justin knows about
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check.
teleportation? Arcana check. Okay.
DCs will be lower for you because this is kind of your wheelhouse.
Because I'm sleeping. 11.
11,
Can I
yeah,
give her my
10's
inspirations?
DC. You know that
Oh,
there are realms of people that know how to teleport clear across, whether they have a circle or not. The circles help ground certain magic, like an anchor, so that you can go from one place to the next, and they take a lot of money to set up. So if these people, like Dante is talking about, the magic is maybe not as practical or as easy to kind of lock down because of government sanctions. So, but it's very possible that certain places. There's also, I'll say, Dante, can you make a religion check for me? Caidi can also make it because you're in the same conversation.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking much yet. How is it roll?
5. Okay.
14.
14. Okay, so Caidi, you're familiar with certain religious practices where they do something similar, not with a circle, but with like shrines. So if they make some sort of like connection with their deity more powerful, and they're like a very skilled cleric, specifically clerics can do it. They have this thing called word of recall, where they can go back to kind of like a home base. But it's not easy for them to set up multiple bases in this way. They only really have the one. So there's clerics are able to go back to kind of their home shrine or like their main church if they wanted to set that up as like a place of refuge. That's kind of the intention. But you're familiar with this, Caidi.
I should read that.
Yeah, I was going to relay what I know to the group. The teleportation, because of the costs involved in it, you have to have quite a lot of money to be able to do this. You see. Also, Rob, the School of Magic, would it be like what's it called again? The School of Magic, I'd know that, right? It'd be transmography.
Do you have like a teleport spell, like what's it called, a Misty Step, in your character sheet yet?
Obviously, I don't have one right now. Oh, I don't have that enabled. I don't have it.
Okay.
I think Jody's right. I think it is transmutation or maybe conjuration. Let me go look it up.
Conjuration.
That's it.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, conjuration. Okay.
So what I was actually suggesting is they're not teleporting to a place, but maybe like locally, they have a hidey hole. That's maybe too.
I understand that. The reason I bring this up is
Conjuration,
primarily with distance, because if they're going straight to a hidey hole, then it comes up the question: why would you bother bringing these things through town in the first place?
Because
that to me indicates
there's two possibilities
it's like a hidey
here.
hole in the town, or a hidey hole that can only hold so much or for so long.
there's two possibilities here. They could have been. This could have been a point, a center point to like waypoint between the journey. So they just needed to park the creatures there, and then move on to the next place. Or this could have been the target to where they were releasing the creatures as an attack. That's the only two possibilities.
There are possibilities, but I find that a little bit odd. Very, especially with how they reacted after the. Yes.
I have a question for, I guess, what you're thinking. If they didn't teleport to a location, that means he disappeared for a short time and then reappeared.
Are you sure that they teleported?
Not immensely.
I am using the word teleport, but I just mean poof, not here. I don't know what word to use.
So they went into a disc that opened up. Did all of them go, or did one of them like take the disc, pick it up, and leave?
The disc. Yes, one of them took the disc, and then
that's right.
He did. The disc and disappear. I can't remember that.
Well, the question is whether or not they just turned invisible, whether they did a short-range teleportation just to get it without outside of eye-shot, or if they did long-range teleportation afterwards.
I forgot he grabbed the disc. Maybe they just stayed in there till the guy got out.
What was in the disc?
Nothing. They put the cart in.
The entire cart fit in there.
I don't think the entire cart. No, it was like half of it, wasn't it?
It expanded. He threw
so
it.
how many carts were there? There's 2 carts, correct? The first cart was the one that had a bunch of broken boxes in it, and then the second one had mostly intact, correct?
And some of the creatures I think went in with the disc.
Yes.
But the deceased ones were left.
Yes.
Maybe. He basically just threw this disc, it expanded, it ate the remainder of what carts remained, and the majority of the other boxes.
All right, well, that could have been a transportation thing or a modified portable hole, just something to kind of throw some things in. No, bag of holding has to be much smaller. That's probably more of like a hole.
It's a bag, it's a circle of containment.
It could have just sent it to a pocket dimension as well.
Yeah, and then he took the disc with him, left, and then probably threw it.
That's kind of irrelevant to what we're talking about then. We need to talk about how you guys are going to get some information from me, because that's all I really care about at the moment. We can figure out those details later.
Yes, this helps us angle it, and especially if it's more just picking up and leaving, then whatever their operation, they had to have come through town for a purpose, which gives us a more of an angle to look through.
That makes sense.
With that,
I can provide you with some locations that you might want to go into if that helps.
Please do.
All right. Well, of course, before we get into these locations, I want to remind you that not all the information you're going to be hearing is going to be fact. So you have to be very good at not just gathering information, but sifting through the things and verifying whether or not it's legit. Of course, I understand some information is not going to be verifiable, especially when it comes to putting the blame on someone. But that is where my specialty arrives, and she taps the file. Paperwork is king. Or queen, depending on who you ask. Let me give you a couple locations. In the Aegis block, there is a stables and training yard. This is where people pick up their mounts and use them. You can poke around there. Who knows? That's transport, right? So it could be a good place to start. Another place to start is the Righteous Brands Barracks, just the common room. A lot of off-duty people there. So that's where people mingle between tasks. Maybe it's a good place for information, who knows? There's the Righteous Brands Supply Point, which is in the marketplace at a side stall. This is something that I haven't quite locked down. I believe this side stall moves. Like, it's not always in the same place. I've only seen it once. But I don't know. This seems like one of the shadier places because I can't always keep track of where it is. So it's possible that there's some sort of internal thing with Righteous Brand or Aegis that have to do with this marketplace. That's that.
But that definitely sounds a little strange.
Specifically to the Aegis, they have the Quartermaster's Alley. This is where they move their supplies. It's kind of like a place that's off limits to to civilians, but the Crown's Guard has access to this as well. It's just a safe place to move things outside of the civilians' eyesight. And it's basically just to expedite the process of moving things quickly. That's all. But because it's basically a lane alley that goes from the last Aegis's depot and the Crown's Guard's gatehouse, kind of an in-between. So both of the endpoints would probably be valuable as well. The last one is where they do the routine inspections. It's just the routine inspection line. There's not really a fancy name for it. But when they do the routine inspection, that is when soldiers have to get their stuff checked. You will be going through that checkpoint, but you won't be going through this particular one. You'll be going through new recruits checkpoint, which is going to be expedited and much less detailed. This is going to be for more thorough checks when people are kind of like checking costumes and stuff. So this is where we're going to have to make sure you guys are legit. The next one is the training yard. It's called the evening muster. Just where drills are at. You guys, you can go there. Also, they do demos and debriefs and stuff in that area. It's quite large. All right, that's all of the Righteous Brand and Aegis. And then for Crown's Guard, the places I have here to kind of possible locations, there's 4 more. The checkpoint ledger office, which has me most interested. This is where the cargo has their logs, if you will. So if things are being transported, people's paperwork is here. It's the ledger office. What I can do is I have access to this place, but I don't think you do. What can be done is if you find somebody to trust or have them trust you, perhaps you could go there with them or get their permission to do something as a favor to them or as an order to go investigate this. So that place might be good. Now I have access to it, and only like if I'm going to file paperwork, I got to go in there and put my papers in there for you guys. So I'll be going there anyways, but I don't have the ability to go behind the desk and check stuff. The other is the officer briefing hall. This is where shift changes and payment is done. I have a hunch that some of the off the book stuff is here, but I don't know. It might just only be on the books, but if people are talking about money, it's going to be here. And also, if it's about money, there's probably someone in charge that can be discussed with. And there's another tavern that you guys haven't been to called the Scalebound Inn. It's where a lot of the Crown's Guard like. You could just hang out there and listen. And the last place is the Righteous Brand's Mess Hall. This is where all military have to go in. This is in and out for meals. This is lounge area. This is where gambling takes place. This is where people play, where people drink when they can't get in the tavern with the Crown's Guard, or they want to get away from the Crown's Guard. This is specifically to Righteous Brand. So you can go to the tavern for Crown's Guard. You can go to the mess hall for the Righteous Brand and the Aegis. They both hang out here. It's huge. There's food there almost like 24 hours a day because people have crazy shifts. So there's always food. There's always drinks. There's always people doing stuff off duty when they're lazy. And there's a lot of people that like to play games here. So if you like to play games and you think you can get some information from people hanging out and gambling, that's the place to go. There's plenty of back meeting rooms too for captains, so if they want to lounge around, they'll go there too. But of course, there's a lot of important people and not so important people, and you never know whose eyes are important for things that you want to find out. And in some cases, whose lips and ears have spoken and heard things that they shouldn't have. But those are all the locations that I have in this file.
Those are 10 locations.
It's a lot, but I don't know which one of these places you should start with, and you might find the information in only one of them. I don't know. You might even find information of other stuff that we're not looking for that's good. And you could also find a bunch of shit that's nothing.
In any of these areas, is there any rooms that are off limit?
Yes, captain's rooms. They have to get an invitation only from the captains or the lieutenants.
Okay.
Captains are, sorry, Crown's Guard is captains, lieutenants is brand.
Right.
And then, of course, the general and the Starosta can get you in other places. But I really don't recommend talking to the Starosta. The reason that I'm here is that the Starosta is like one of the most patriotic people and is basically a military retiree and is so proud of his like military heritage and patriotism that I don't think he even knows how to be political. So when it comes to information gathering and stuff, not even the government really trusts him. That's why he's in charge of the Crown's Guard now. He thinks he's in charge of the Rice's brand, but they all the leadership kind of just makes fun of him around here. But the only thing is they only make fun of him because they don't like him, because he's basically retired and he makes like triple their paycheck.
There's a question. The checkpoint, the leisure office, is that also checking civilian entry and cargo and whatnot as well?
That's a great question. I wish I had the information. This is all my intel. That's just basic. Like this is stuff that's meant to be provided to people that go investigate, not meant to provide you all the information you need.
No, that's understandable. It's okay.
Yeah. I can give you some names of people, but it may be better to not ask me, because my information, I have people's names down here, but I don't know if how old this information is. There's a very likely thing that's going on in war where people are getting promoted much more rapidly. So there could be new recruits that are basically like squad captains now, or Crown's Guard members that are actually just captains. But because I'm not really integrated into the Crown's Guard, I don't know too much about it. But I will tell you this, that ledger office is run by Crown's Guard.
Okay.
So that could help. You will most likely see both camping parties of going in and out of there, but that ledger office is strictly Crown's Guard as far as who's in charge of it and who's writing shit down. It's very,
in terms of those...
think of this like a government office, right?
Yeah.
It's slow. It's probably not that exciting. It's a lot of paper and it's mostly out of date. And if it's not out of date and it's current, it's probably fresh and wrong because it's the government and things go slowly and paperwork is slow.
Those names that you have, is there anything noticeable for them, or are they just placement for X person is at this rank at the other?
It's kind of that. It's kind of that, yeah. Okay. There's I can tell you who the commander is of the Aegis. That's probably a starting point. The commander is Captain Nyla Vren. She's a tiefling like you. Impossible to miss. She's got a scar on her neck. Like it looks like she was literally cut by a knife. She looks like basically as a GM she looks like a Giga Chad, like just like very male female if you will. Like I wouldn't say androgynous, she just looks like she's a very very strong woman.
She's
Giga Chad
Ambrosa.
I don't remember the name of the what is it, the Giga Chad girl meme? I can't remember. Giga Chica? I don't know.
Maybe there's a few.
I'm
just imagining Amber.
She is like an ashy gray tiefling as well. Like,
okay, she's
tough.
This is for the Crown's Guard or for the Righteous brand?
This is Aegis.
Aegis.
Oh, the one I didn't choose. Cool. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What was her name again?
Oh,
Captain Nyla
remind me what
Vren.
Remind me what
NYLA.
costumes?
Yes, you can have any costumes you need at your disposal.
No, what costumes they had when they were chasing us? Was that
Oh,
They had
Righteous?
they had
everyone.
they had Righteous, they had Aegis, and they had Crown Scar.
all three?
And with the fourth individual just being a nondescript black unknown person.
Also, I wanted to let you know this. Within the last Aegis, we have a relatively new courier. Their name is Nox. They're basically they're what we believe to be an Aormaton.
I'm sorry.
Some robot automaton type mechanical creature that can speak. That's basically a lost relic from Aor. We call them Aormatons. They're basically not that impressive. They're just a courier. And they look to be a scribe unit of some sort from Lost to History, so they're not that exciting, but they're really good at doing menial tasks because they just don't care. So they're very useful.
Do they respond to us, or do they just have basic commands?
I gave you all the information I have, Caidi, but that is an excellent question.
Okay.
What were they a part of again? The carrier for
Aegis.
Aegis.
Those are the two names I have for them. Let's see through my Righteous brand names. The captain of the brand, which I will change now to Lieutenant. Lieutenant Drevik Thornhelm. Drevik is Drevik. I'm actually just going to shorten that to LT period because it's too long. He's a dwarf and is about as militaristic as they come. He commands the room. The second you see him, you'll know it's him. He always has a pipe and it's never lit. He's a very strange man. But he is constantly yelling at people for inefficiency. So he fits the bill.
Likes yelling.
Let's see who else.
This was Righteous brand or Crown Squad?
Righteous brand.
This is a Righteous brand.
Righteous.
I have so many notes.
The last person here is the person that you want to go to. You will most likely need to see them to get your weapons because I'm not going to provide those due to the fact that that's part of protocol when you get here. All of your weapons would have been stripped at the gate because those are for transport only and they're not very good for combat. They're just kind of like training blades that are meant to be dulled. The good ones and the arms master is from Lieutenant Torge Isman. Torge is Torga and Isman is Isman. It's another name of lieutenant, but they're retired. They're a quiet Goliath. But they're very, very good. They learned dwarven smithing, so they keep everything sharpened. They're basically a blacksmith nowadays, but they're the arms master. Make sure that they file the correct paperwork. They've been doing it a long time. That's Torgeisman in the Righteous brand. And then I should have two more names here. Let me find my paperwork for the Crownsguard. Crownsguard captain is Albrecht Morn. They're just the head Crownsguard. He's a veteran. He has a limp. Always has a cane.
I'm sorry, did you say Torn? Albrecht Porn?
Morn. Like half of morning.
Okay. Thank you.
He hates Righteous brand. That's all I have as notes on him. And let's see here.
You said he has a limp?
Yes. Probably, you're probably not going to be seeing him around. He probably has a desk job, would be my guess. So you'd have to get to him. How you would get to him would be likely one of two people. Actually, I have two names here, it looks like. This person is the gate officer, so all of the guys that get stationed at the gate, or all of the individuals that get stationed at the gates, go through this person. Is another dwarf named Constable Grell Dobbins, but he hates his last name, so he goes by Grell. But Constable Grell Dobbins, he smells like booze all the time. So he's in the gate officer. He's probably more of like the guy that a lot of people have to go through. He smells like ale, but like most dwarves, they can literally be day drinking and be completely able to fuck you up and fight it in a fight. So, and the last guy is, I think, it doesn't give me a gender here, so I don't know on this person. This person's name is Investigator Hintrell. Their internal affairs. And they are supposedly blind.
Sorry.
Blind?
Yeah.
What was the name? Trin.
Investigator Hintrell. H-Y-N. Hintrell. T-R-E-L. Apparently, they have a perfect memory. So. And their whole thing is because they're blind, they're able to see the truth. Some bullshit like that. Whatever.
Right. Seems. Well, I did
It's
not want
very
to be,
Crownsguardy, to be honest with you. Just
yes.
using some weird scare tactics for the locals and trying to make themselves better than us. The Ogden Trust is like the real investigators. This person's probably just a poser. I don't know anything about the internal affairs, but you might find some information around that person. And if they're really full of themselves, I don't have any notes about that, but if they're full of themselves, maybe they like talking and you can like listening.
Would anyone approach us for any reason, even just could we just go about our business?
You'll probably get an itinerary of where you need to be, depending on the roles that you choose.
Okay.
But as far as I know, new recruits are relatively either very strict regiments, depending on how soon you need to be deployed or stationed, or you're going to have a very loose schedule and a lot of like hurry up and wait type places to be. Like you'll probably need to get prepared in the morning very quickly and then, be somewhere and do nothing for probably a couple of hours. There's not a lot of space for the new trainees from Rexentrum, if I'm being honest. We're kind of between orders for a lot of the people here. They haven't been deployed yet. And that's probably why Aegis and Righteous Brand officers are not getting along recently. But we can handle it. I mean, they usually do. It just needs a little bit of leadership. And who knows? Some people may be trying to get involved in something they're not supposed to get involved out of boredom. So, but again, I can make up any excuses you need and get you some pre-written paperwork if you need to be somewhere you're not supposed to be. But you have to tell me ahead of time, otherwise I can't get it to you.
Did Torva react to me talking a couple times?
She stopped drinking her tea like mid-drink and like was just intently listening to you. And then she kind of caught herself being a little out of the sorts and put her tea glass and just kind of steepled her fingers like she's interested in the conversation, but you could tell there's a little bit there. But because of this, Mesh, what's your passive insight?
Passive 11.
I'd say that's good enough. Your passive insight of 11 is enough to notice that she stopped the there's like a little heart monitor of when normal changed for a second. But that said, I know that the two clerics have very high passive insight. You two would pick up that, like, not just that she had a shift, but it's almost like there's an added layer where she changed her behavior in order to make sure that Shifa thinks that she was surprised. because she's a trained investigator. She is very good at her job. So that you guys are picking up on the second layer of this, where she's like, it's changed, but like, has it? Because she's very measured. Everything that you guys have been discussing with her, it's almost like you're asking a bunch of very good questions and impressing her in a certain sense, but she's like, she's still in control of the room. Like, you're still asking her questions rather than posing solutions. So she's like, maybe you build some trust here. I don't know. Like, I can't speak on your behalf, but she's very good at her job.
Well then.
No, never mind.
Did you have a question, Jody, or no?
No, it's okay.
Okay. But again, she's also very interesting to probably Dante in particular, with your background and whatnot. The fact that this person who is essentially organized from the military, and usually in these like high-strung, high-trained environments, is like giving a lot of freedom to mercenaries is very interesting to you. And probably Layla to a certain extent, because you had to have quite a bit of training for not even being an actual military organization, like mostly for bodyguards. And she seems to be basically giving up autonomy to you guys off like a whim. It's basically was just money, but it's possible. I don't know who. I think this is probably more in the realm of Layla and Caidi in particular. I think that you guys would understand how she approaches this, is that money talks way more than building trust. If people want money, they get it. And if they get money, they're willing to do a lot.
It seems to be the way of the world.
You can do a lot with money around here.
A lot.
You also pick up, I think this is one more thing for Dante to pick up on the desk. There is, in the file that's kind of like peeking out behind the paperwork as she's like shuffling paperwork, your eye measures one of the sheets of paper that reads budget for bribing.
Is there a number?
BFBs?
What's that, Shifa?
Would you like some BFBs? Budget for bribing.
You might even be able to divulge that there's probably a reason why she couldn't go above a certain number for how much money to offer you guys.
Yeah.
Because she's not just paying you, she's paying all of the other fees for having you.
That's funny.
Or rather, not she, but the organization.
Yeah.
And while their organization's money is probably endless, she's already told you that there's a lot of crime that they have to just turn a blind eye to.
So I think one of the questions before we can nail down what would be the best way to approach this is are antags or any of the creatures that we've described, do they happen to be in a nearby forest or somewhere in the area, or would they have to be chalked in from ages?
The last report of an
Because
Ankeg,
depending-
to my recollection, would have been just south of Savalier Wood. I think there are some in the Zimni Fields, but they're relatively uncommon. It depends, really. Like, they're mostly underground creatures, so it depends on how desperate they are for food to come to the surface and ambush things, but they've been known to be around.
There isn't a circus close by, is there?
Now that you mention it.
It is?
There was a circus.
Seems like something that is that one. I don't know. I'm just.
I think there was a mention of a circus event recently. I don't remember which area it was, but they had.
Just a heads up, I gotta quickly quit Discord and come back because it's been weird.
Okay.
Okay. You lost him.
No, I want ice cream.
There was
So just
one.
connection issues.
Are you? Yeah. He's back from connection issues.
Sorry. Oh, Harry. Okay.
I don't have connection issues. It's just I tried to open up the Wildmount map and then it fucking freaked out my Discord, so I had to sit there and figure out what the hell was going on.
Oh, right, okay.
He's returned.
So what were the 2 areas that the Ante could have come from? Like roughly speaking again?
Zemni Fields and
Sevelier
south
Wood.
of Sevelier Wood.
And the Zemni Fields. Which the Zemni Fields are actually on the map, like the main map. It's a large area of like the country. So, it's just like they're not very seen because people travel in caravans and they don't do, they're like wolves. They ambush things that are isolated. So, there's no reason for them to chase large groups of things and herds. They don't do that. Let's see here. I do have a note of some. Let me see here. There was something called the Traveling Carnival of Curiosities. But they had some internal issue and had to disband recently after their last show, so.
I see. Never mind.
Yeah. It seems that they did have problems, but they no longer have any problems because they're all wrapped up in, yeah.
In
Okay.
a curious conundrum.
Yeah, it seems that they fit the bill for curiosities.
So, with Anthegs coming up from Zemni Fields around that point, and there being, the singular creatures underground, that is a long distance for someone to travel to get them all the way up here, which...
Well, the
The other
Zemni Fields
question
is where
that
you guys
is-
are, basically. That's the northern side of this area of Wildmount.
Oh, it's literally just like fucking...
It's the fields everywhere around the northern area of
Oh, okay.
the zone.
Okay.
That's the large, it's kind of like outside of the cities, that's the Zemni Fields. Then when you get past Hupperduke, that's the Marrow Valley.
Right.
So think of it like north and south of like the Empire. North is the Zemni Fields, south is the Marrow Valley.
Yeah.
And then from Shady Creek Run and above, then you get that's a whole other area. That is the Grading Wildlands. That's the north of the Empire.
The other thing that comes into question is why an Anteg? What are you bringing that all the way through here that you have to go through this town to get to? Or like Mesh said, no, sorry, not Mesh, Shiva, that could possibly attack this town. That's a long distance to go. So, and this is ultimately more just speculation.
You want underground attack? It would be a good war thing to have.
Sure, but with the way they reacted, they didn't. I do not think that their intention was to attack the town necessarily, because it broke and then they had to very quickly try and cover everything up. We killed it before it went through it, which also means we've probably lost someone a lot of money, or they've wasted a lot of money, which means when we go to investigate, I think that not for us, anyone who might be slightly more pissed off because they lost money or wasted money could be individuals we could definitely keep an eye on.
They could be trading these creatures to the people up north. What's not the Empire, the
Shady Creek?
No, the country we're at war with, or when I mean you guys.
Aren't we with? Isn't that the Empire? Am I crazy?
Yeah, that's south, not.
Oh,
Empire.
The dynasty is what you're referring to?
East,
Jorhas
thank you.
is to the east.
Well, oh, so they wouldn't be trading with.
It would be a little bit strange. It'd be too far.
There is a third option.
I'm
now
not
that I
ruling
think
anything
about
out
it.
though, Mr. Dante.
Of course. And
There
it
is a
would be
third
foolish for
option
us
I
to.
didn't think about though. They could be using the Ankh to dig an area to set up a base camp in
To make a
here.
teleportation thing.
Something like that. We don't
If
know.
they're gonna do that,
Mamma
what's not a bad
mia.
idea? I had to ask whether or not they would have an ability to control that thing.
Not to be too rude, but time is ticking. We do need to get you guys something.
You are right. I was just about to say that. Regardless of the purpose,
That's what you're supposed to
comes
find
down-
out, but not in this
Yes.
room. Probably.
No. With that, for all of us, what do we think would be best for us to investigate? Because we know here's a few things that we can sort of roughly have an idea that we know for some level of idea. That this group has ties to at least each of the brands of the military here, whether it be as members who exist in it and have existed in there for a while, depending how long a Tolva has been here, or new members who just, they're very recent. That could be one thing we have to look out for. They could also have just been paid off, and this was just a rather large payload, and it is entirely a once-off occurrence that it was just accidental. We know at the very least, because of our action, we have disrupted whatever the plan was, which means that ideally, theoretically speaking, there is someone or a group of people who have probably lost money on this, which means that they have ties. Someone is going to be, at least in theory, will have their panties in a twist, to say the least.
On that note, 2 people walk in the door with lunch. Just out of comedic relief. Panties in the bunch, anyone? You hear these 2 people come in, and you recognize these as the people that fetched you, or the people that you were turned over from the guy that fetched you. And they walk in with some bags of food.
Baguette.
If you'll excuse us, so you have some things to discuss, and they leave.
Yes. So we know that some amount of money has been wasted. Someone is going to be pissed off about that. We know that with this rather large payload, they had to come through the city for some reason, and even with that portable hole thing that they had, they couldn't just stuff the entire cart in there and go to the city. For whatever reason, they had to get through town, which means there's probably a lacking amount of, stronger magical arcanum. We also know that cargo would have had to have been bribed out, checked off by someone at the gate. Either not checked, bribed to be ignored. We can investigate that specifically, but something had to happen at the gate to let them through.
That is the officer, right? Greldobians is who we need to talk to for that.
I thought you said Grell toe beans.
I probably did.
Same thing.
I don't know.
The dwarf.
Well, it could be good to talk to him, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's the one who facilitated it or is involved in it. That is something we would have to investigate and find out. But on the whim, we know that someone had to sign off on this. It got passed through the city. Whether or not it was falsified, whether or not it just was ignored, someone had to get through somewhere. Someone was paid off. We know that for certainty. We know that they had to come to the city for some reason. We know they have at least some members within each brand. We know that they can also disguise themselves too, which, depending what they're using, could mean that they could swap faces around, depending of how strong this is. Obviously, we don't know what the fuck they did, but, we have to assume that someone could be running around as someone they're not meant to be. anything else that I'm missing of more grounded facts that we know that isn't just speculation and assumption?
So we clearly need access to both entities right now.
And as I said before,
I-
if you choose to be all Crown's Guard associates or all Righteous Brand associates, or if you want to try your hand at being in the Aegis, you can do so. I can bullshit you anywhere in the city, but if you have a strong feeling of wanting to split up, most times people that are recruited like to stick together. It's not necessary for this type of activity. Spreading out is quite useful. But if you think that you can go into one of those places and then spread out, that's also good. So I leave the tactics to you. You know how better to work together than most folks do. Adventuring parties are quite good at this, is figuring things out on the fly.
Which group would a foreigner like me be most likely to have joined?
Well, we can make
feel
you
like it
not a
would just-
foreigner if you'd like.
How do you do that? You change my voice?
The accent is something that we can just explain away. That's fine. But as far as your overall looks, if you think that's concerning, we can change that. But I've seen people like you before.
Do I look concerning?
She smiles. I imagine that you could be, but right now, no.
Okay,
That you
never mind.
have open flames.
They are not harmful.
Oh, that could be changed with
They-
some
they
magic.
appear.
We can magic some things away. In fact, if you would like to not be an automaton, Mr. Shifa, we could. She you can see her picking up a sheet of paper and glancing on something and like forgetting the name for a second and putting it down. And then says, we can just simply make you not one. She grabs a key and opens a desk.
Even mentioned it.
And she turns the key to the
you
desk and
say
pulls it open. And then you hear her knock a couple of times on something. Her hands are out of visibility and there's some sort of pattern to it. And then she lifts a false bottom in the drawer and then grabs what looks to be an earring and tosses it at Shifa. Shifa, as it comes towards you, it slightly magnetizes to your finger towards that last little bit, and then you grab it. If you just put this up to where your ear might be, it'll just appear as another earring. But this is essentially a hat of disguise.
Rob,
Yes.
Does she actually know?
And I believe Shifa already has this item as a mask, but I'm not sure. But this will look more natural.
I had the goggles. I had the night vision goggles.
That's it. That's it. Okay. Caidi, yes?
I was gonna say.
I was saying, Harry. Does she know Shifa is a robot? Did we?
It's
I don't think we
obvious.
did that.
She just
We haven't
got
said
me
anything.
when
I can't fully hide it, but I didn't speak in front of her until just a couple minutes ago. So
Yeah.
that probably clued it in.
Which, to be fair, we are talking to a fucking spy agent, so some of these things are
Yes.
not going to be surprising that she knows.
We can have.
The thing that clued me in was when she mentioned there's another automaton.
Another, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Also,
Maybe
above
just a
board
mental
mesh,
note
that's
for us to
completely the AI did that. So I'm very surprised that it put an automaton somewhere in the military. I was like, that's very convenient. But I also gave all of your guys' background. So the AI is literally taking some of your backgrounds and planting other seeds for me. Just nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I was going to ask Tolva, would you happen to be able
It's
to supply
Telva,
us
but yeah.
with some sort? Oh, Telva, my bad. That's me having it written. That's me having it written.
Brain
down
aneurysm,
wrong.
yeah.
Telva, not Tolva. What the? Yeah. Would you be able to supply us with some sort of communication magic, like sending stones or something?
Oh, right. Yeah. Not stones. She grabs a coin purse off of her belt and she flicks you a piece of silver.
You're talking about Talva.
Ooh,
Not me, right?
fancy.
Yeah. So all of you have now a special piece of silver, but it is effectively a sending stone.
Sending coin.
Ooh.
Now, you have to be very careful with these. It is very easy to misplace these. That's why I have a special pouch with only these in them. And she dumps out the pouch and shows you that there's only one coin left and it's hers. So now I need a couple other coins in this thing to figure out which one's which, just to make sure that I have a purse that's only silver. Highly recommend separating your coins out for this, or putting it somewhere where you can remember. You need to remember this, that these are in tune with each other. This is one batch. They do not go anywhere else. You can send precisely one message per day.
Only one?
Per coin. So essentially you will have one message to me, one message to each other. And that message can go to and from. So in theory, let's say Miss Layla and grab some paperwork again. Caidi, you two message the other two. Layla can communicate with S.H.P.H.A, then S.H.P.H.A can communicate with Layla, and only Layla's coin is no longer working for the rest of the day.
Oh, that's...
So then, Caidi, you can use yours to reply a message or relay a message to S.H.P.H.A, and then S.H.P.H.A can respond. So it's essentially a single line back and forth like a letter, or if it's easier, you just think of each coin as a passenger pigeon. It goes to the person, it comes back, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's basically one sending spell.
And if I will try my best to not use mine unless it is an emergency to you, I will just find you, or have someone find you, like the other two knuckleheads outside that I'm very fond of, I should say.
But these are excellent. Thank you. These will come in
Do I
handy.
have their names down?
So please, everyone, add a sending stone, and then you can edit it and say sending silver.
Alright, a sending coin.
Name caught up in wires.
And earring of disguise.
Yeah. She also will tell you, S.H.P.H.A, and that does need to be returned to me at the end of this mission.
Oh.
Understood.
But you know what? You could take a pay cut, and I could just give it to you. So you gotta think about that in the end. And she gives you a wink. Although for your case, I think in the long run, a custom order might be better. Because there are probably some people you want to be an automaton too, and maybe just not as flashy.
My backup idea was above table. One of you pretend to be an artificer, and I be your robot project.
She does say that she's like, now automaton's not so common these days. But the thing is, I don't know why a lot of the automatons that I'm aware of are not combat units. And maybe that's on purpose, or maybe that's just happenstance, but do with that information what you will. Or magic units, I think. Most of them I've seen are just kind of what you would anticipate an evolution of automatons to be. Self-free thinking researchers and couriers and people that do menial tasks. I'd imagine that a society such as AOR would probably have a lot of them as well, to be honest with you. They're much more tangible and conversational than an unseen servant or a familiar might be, and probably a bit more useful. They can do more stuff, especially if they're given design work. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't need me explaining it. She smiles and looks at Chief again.
This is the second person who's mentioned the term automaton, right?
Correct.
The first one was
now, that said, she's the first person that's mentioned it that makes the most sense because of being an information broker, in a sense. So if she didn't know that automatons existed in this universe, it would be very shocking.
Well, here's a proposal. I don't know how good it is though. What if we split up into 2 teams of 3 and 2s, and we each infiltrate a different location? That be safe?
Sounds kind of
Hang on.
risky.
Did you say 3 teams of 2?
No, I'm sorry.
Three
I
teams
meant
of two?
one team consisting of 3 of us, and another team consisting of just 2 of us.
Oh,
An
yes.
uneven team.
Well,
have
now that we
to-
have
So
now that we have sorry, yes. Now that we've got these, there is a lot more that we can do. We can split up even more if we want to. I think the question
I
is
think
whether
we
or not
need the two most convincing people to get it separate.
definitely.
who's got the highest who's the most convincing then?
It depends on what we're convincing about, I guess.
So we like persuasion
Convincing
and
that
I
well,
would actually say a new recruit is probably be me and Layla.
I'm not. I think you are better with speaking than me, like to people.
No, I mean like. No, take no offense, because like we're the more like youngest of the group. We could probably be more convincing of just being strictly younger, showing up and just being oblivious to everything.
Okay.
But I could actually, I actually like Shiva's Shiva. I don't know if you said it in character. Shiva's idea of being an automaton to an artificer. But is that possible? Could we pull that off? Would we not draw more attention if we did that?
well, like Delva said earlier, more attention might not be a bad thing. It just depends of what you're trying to accomplish with that.
That's
if you
exactly
do
right.
make a big scene, bells, whistles, everything, that gives anyone else in the background ability to, be the unseen hand. With that, however, before we ask, are we going in as 2 groups or 3 groups or yada yada, I had an idea. My brain just actually deleted it. What the fuck? Hang on. One thing I would like to bring up is, especially if we're going to investigate this and find out what's going on, a good idea for us would plausibly or possibly to be involved with it in some way. If we could make ourselves able to be picked up by this little corrupt sect and given basically an in, if we could somehow convince them of that. Because then, we're playing the good soldier, we're playing the good archetype, and we just get given the red carpet, if we can do that. Meaning that we might have to be ready to play the bad guy.
Oh, we could do good cap, bad cap, and then have one group be the good caps and the other group be the bad cap, and then one group tries to, bad group tries to become part of this area, and then the good group is investigating the bad group. Or no?
You don't have to split up. It's just an idea.
No, this is true. We could also just all stay together.
Well, how comfortable is everyone being either together or?
You just have to remember,
splitting
like
up?
when you're having conversations with somebody, right now, you all trust me. Guess how many people in the room that you have to trust? 1. I trust all of you already, but I'm not saying everyone else will. A lot of them will just want to have one person, but in the sense that you could go gambling, go play some cards, very natural for a bunch of people to show up. Depends on the situation.
Who's against splitting up?
I'm not against it per se. My concern is splitting up. Splitting people who know a spread of abilities, such as the ability to heal, to heal people.
Oh, I really hope you don't get harmed. That's not my desire. This is going to be purely information gathering.
And with that, if we get into a situation where we get hurt in a, like we find these guys and we start fighting, we're too deep.
Just let me know if you guys want to go above the board to kind of get some mechanics on this. I'll just give you a quick thing, but I'll do it in character. But if you want it to be more clear, just let me know. So, if you were good to gather information, you don't always have to use your mouth. Being charismatic doesn't help you all the time. But for those of you that are good with watching, good with numbers in the ledger room for doing investigating, you could be checking to see people just for observation and perceiving them, or running your way with learning and reading people and reading situations, that type of thing. If you want to cheat at games and see who gets pissed, you could use your sleight of hand to steal stuff and get away with it because we have paperwork for you. There's all kinds of non-kosher ways to do something besides using, your general charisma in the situation. Now, that said, as Jessie has pointed out, she does seem to be the most charismatic of all of you. So if she wants to go and persuade somebody or deceive somebody, that seems to be her MO. She's very good at that sort of thing. But some people maybe only want to go talk with their fists. There's some people that can only be one in the ring. So, in the sense that I'm guessing, Layla, very good combatant. If she were to go to the training grounds, she could probably make some friends pretty quick without even opening her mouth. Just challenging somebody and picking a fight, and then people being like, you're pretty cool, let's go have booze, and just tell you stuff. You never know.
I like these. Make friends.
So, however you want to gather the information, above the table now. I'm going to have you roll a dice, and you can use whatever you want. I might even just have you roll a dice with your best stat if you used it to befriend somebody. It doesn't make sense to say, roll an attack roll, but it might. Because you did a combat situation with someone, and depending on that roll will determine what they tell you later. Or what you find out in that situation. So don't think of this as like, I'm trying to make this as much as like, you guys can bend the rules to benefit you as much as we can, and I'm trying to make it so that every skill is on the table, including tools. Like, if you guys have forging supplies, like you're good at forging or calligraphy, I think, Jessalyn, are you good at map making? Is that right? Oh, she's muted. Yeah, look at your tools and see what tools you want to use too.
I'm quite good at painting.
Wait a second. That's a great point. I believe one of the name... it was a verbal communication, and I didn't write it down. One of the people is... I can't remember. I'm sorry. One of them is known for really enjoying paintings.
Oh, okay.
And I think another one is their hobby is like woodworking, so you can get them talking. But
like to
everybody has something that they like doing that ain't messing around with war. And some people just really like war and they like fighting.
With that, I think it could be wise, primarily if we do split up, at least to a healthy degree. We can all use our individual... Yes?
It will also help cover up, for example, if anybody hears the story of 5 new people coming to town and being in the cart fight, we won't be 5 new people in town together. We'll be 2 people and 3 people, for example.
To be fair, I'm with you. To be fair, we would be joining with the rest of the army, so I think we could hide that a lot more, but I do agree with you.
My notes say here that there's supposed to be about 250, give or take, coming in tomorrow. So it'll be plenty new faces.
I will say it might be wise if we have someone pair up with Shifa, due to the nature of Shifa.
I would volunteer, but we are both melee fighters, so maybe not me.
Well, again, we are not here to fight. We are here
I would
to
say if you guys
gather.
if you guys end up making a
Similar
scene
set of
outside of
skills.
the training grounds that has to do with combat, you've already failed in this mission.
Yeah. Remember, we are not fighting unless you are sparring in training ground. We are not drawing weapons. And I
Although a
believe the only
bar fight could
circumstance-
be arranged. That might be something you could plan out
Okay.
in
so,
the mess hall.
Training grounds, possibly a bar fight if we need it.
Yeah. Or in the
But
tavern.
If we are
I'm
getting into a fight, it is because it is planned and it is controlled. We're not drawing weapons randomly out of nowhere. Especially if we are hot on their tail. Like, we could scare them and then spook entire operation. I feel like the only other instance to draw weapons is if we happen to get lucky well, not lucky, but if we happen to figure out who these guys are and become one of them, and we need it to sort of sell ability to, bend the rules. But otherwise, we should not be making any large scenes. It is only necessary. And necessary is with a big fucking asterisk.
I agree.
So, with that, I'm more in line to do a split up with maybe a pairing between one of us, primarily with Shifa. And Caidi, I know what you're like so far with social interaction.
I actually wouldn't mind going with Shifa. That kind of makes sense. I have someone that would assist me, right? Assist.
Yes.
But I
So-
have no. I don't know how an artificer would act.
Well, again, we don't necessarily need to do artificer. You could come up with another plan. Whatever what you want to come up with that one. But I think it would be good to at least have some level of connection. I mean, again, he has the disguise stones now. He could be a giant, I don't know, a hippo or something. For all I know, he could be a Goliath.
I just want to let you know that the names that I gave you aren't necessarily the only people you should be investigating, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Those are
These are
just some
like-
of the leaders and some people that are of note in those areas. But there are definitely, if those people aren't involved in this, you're fucked.
Yeah. Dante was also going to say to that, I totally forgot about. As another thing for those names, we all have to keep in mind that this may be old information, things may have changed, and we should not use this as a codex of who is where, only who necessarily should be in some places. Which means if there's a change, that could be notable to take note of.
And remember,
Right.
anytime you find something that is not necessarily true, aka a rumor, it almost always comes from some truth somewhere. So if something is not entirely true, it is still something worth sharing. And it might lead us to something else down the road, whether that be for you guys or
And-
for me.
And as an extension for us, remember, we are here to investigate the smuggling of the creatures. If we stumble upon any other petty crime, take a note of it, reference it, tell it to tell her later. But our goal is the smuggling of the creatures. We can't go around busting, wizard powder and become the largest drug bust in the entire fucking empire if there's a bunch of smuggled animals that go through and kill a town. Our goal is in one spot. If we get the more information, take note of it, put it in the back of your head, but our focus is the creatures.
Understood.
Now, whether or not that also means that they're both connected, if you find a bunch of creatures with wizard powder on them, hands are in the air.
There you go. Also, I think we should have code word if something goes bad. And Goldy, you know where I'm going with this. I think it is wasabi. It's a good word.
That was
Wasabi?
Sick of something
Yeah,
else.
there's the little girl. I'll have to send it later, but she tries wasabi. She's like, because it's
So-
spicy.
But also with that, Layla, we should also probably think of a system to relay information that isn't just these silver coins. While these things are fantastic, we should think of either maybe say that we all have a time that we all come out to this house, leave a note for us. A meetup could be possible, but it might be a little bit too close. So maybe it's a little easier if it's just I need to leave for a bit and you step out, run through here, leave a note, and then we have someone who just checks and comes back through and update each other.
The Crown's Guard Inn, the Scalebound Inn, all the parties do go there. We could just have it that one of our groups can come at like a certain time, and then 50 minutes later the other group can come in and we can pass notes or something.
I feel like it'd be better if we came here to do that, but yeah, in theory, especially if we can all meet up in one spot. But again, if we're going to stick to being separate, I think we should stick to not being seen together unless absolutely necessary.
This is a quick edit for Drevik Thornhelm and my discussion about captains. I just I should say that Drevik is actually a captain. That's a military term and a Crown's Guard term. I don't want to like mess with military stuff because I'm just not very well versed in it, but captain is definitively a higher rank, so I need to leave that in because there's Lieutenant Torge Eastman is the arms master. He is actually a lieutenant, so he's important.
Fair enough.
So Captain Drevik is like, or you could say commander. Either way, his rank is captain probably, but his role is commander. But
yeah, fair enough.
Again, some of these names, this is Rob talking, by the way. Some of the names are gonna be, when it comes to these characters, unless you get down to like corporals and like privates and like general guards, they won't even need a name. You're just gonna use the rank. At least when you're talking to them, because you're not gonna outrank them. And if you did, it would be a problem for the paperwork. So
naturally.
So upper ranks might call each other by their names, but they'll still call lower privates like private, you know, that type of thing. They won't call them like so-and-so, probably. The more nameless, the better, which is benefiting to you, probably.
Yeah. As an extension to that, Dante will also remind everyone, and keep in mind, with these names, if we are taking the role of a new recruit, we don't fucking know these people. We are meeting them for the first time. We have maybe heard the references, we have maybe been informed of who they are, if they're related to us, or related to everything.
The important people you would have been briefed on. Don't worry about that.
There you go. Okay.
You can BS anything by saying you were briefed. That's the end of story.
Good, fair enough. Just wanted to make sure we don't want to mention and be like, oh yeah, this one person told us about them, and they go, who the fuck?
I also forgot to mention this, but just so you guys know, because the paperwork is going to be official and through the Ogden Trust, as far as doing deception inside of this or stealth in general, like people relationship type stuff, unless you do something that is explicitly very strange or ask a question that like you very clearly shouldn't be asking, unless it's a question you shouldn't be asking after building trust, I won't ask you to roll and you won't be suspicious. Like you guys, because this is a job and because a lot of this effort's going around in this room to be done properly, I'm not gonna make you guys roll for deception for a lot of stuff. Or stealth, or like you guys won't be risking things like you're who you are. Now, if you say someone's name problematically, you can have the comedic effect of that, but I'm not going to punish you for it. So I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time, because you should basically treat her that she's doing a thorough enough job to make sure you can do yours.
Yeah.
That's the impression you should get here.
Every T will be crossed, every I will be dotted. The only time that we have to worry about actually doing something suspicious if you're doing something really fucking dumb. If you turn around and go, hey, I want to go spy on, I want to directly lie to this person's face to try and get information. It's like, if you're doing something fucking obvious, like, I want to steal the cookie from the cookie jar.
I want a cookie now.
That said, I think this is probably a good spot for us to take a quick break. We'll see you in a bit.
I have to go check out my washing.
Yep.
Okay.
Take about 5 to 10.
Right to you.
We're at the 2-hour mark here.
Okay, I will need to be slightly longer after the break technically comes back because my washing has still got like 11 minutes. Rob, if you're talking to me, I can't hear you. I don't know if he's meant to be talking to us.
No, he's looking back.
Is everyone back?
Welcome back. Harry said that he had to wait a little bit longer for his washing.
Okay.
Mesh just stepped away.
I'm just doing coffee.
Are you guys okay so far? Is there anything that you don't like? I'm trying to like gauge if this is even interesting to everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm having a blast.
Okay.
So different.
Missed some of it because like I fell asleep.
Yeah,
I
I straight up didn't even realize we'd been playing for 2 hours. I thought we were playing for 4, and I'm like, damn, we've spent all this time just talking in this one spot.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that it's taken this long because like it to me seems like you guys are having a good time.
Normally you like the opposite. You like it when it takes less time.
Well, I wish that certain things like you guys would progress through things differently when we were playing through pre-written stuff. Cause like I know that stuff's already got things that are populated in certain places. But like now that I'm kind of like putting a rail down that's open-ended and you can kind of go anywhere and I'm happy with that. How long it takes you to go is like that's part of the game, so it's like cool, have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This isn't I have a story you guys need to run through. It is, oh, I'm putting the pieces together as we go.
Well, I mean
Like,
that still is there. There are certain things I want you to get to, but it's like to me, I don't think any of the big stake stuff should happen down here.
Yeah.
And I'm perfectly fine like waiting until you guys get to like level like 8+ before things that are like really big happen. Because like you're at the kind of local hero building your name until you start realizing the bigger scope.
Yeah.
And you don't even know all of the regions yet. You can just kind of investigate the stuff you want to do that's interesting to you.
Yeah.
And like I've got a larger thing that's gonna affect you eventually, but it hasn't happened yet. So
God, I can also say it's so much fun playing Dante again.
Yay.
Stepping back into this character is it's just a good time.
Every time you do the voice, Harry, it reminds me of when we played the Tieflings together. I love it.
Yeah, it's so good. But like, especially this is like, I want to say probably like the second game that I have like fully embodied my character. The only other game was when I was playing I think it was an elf called Arcane. And I got really into that one, but that game was really short-lived. I haven't had another game where I've like fully been able to embrace and engross myself, because there's often just been like a disconnect with characters. So whenever I get to play Dante, I'm having a good time.
Oh, I looked up the guy that's your kind of main connect. His name is Brother Kane. I found it in my notes.
Oh, right,
Brother Kane.
Yeah, Mr. K.
Brother K.
Mr. K. I was remembering Mr. K.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the.
Well, it's CAIN. Because I specifically took his name from the first.
No, I remember. No. I remember you. Somebody, when I was snooping behind them, somebody said the phrase Mr. K. And that's what has stuck in my head and in my notes.
I think that might be fine, I guess. But the character's name is CAIN.
Okay.
Because I took the name from my first Fire Emblem game. It's like one of the first NPCs that you get as a buddy.
Weird that I remember.
I think that you're remembering correctly, but I think that the person calling him Mr. K was trying to make him upset, or it was like a kid, and he just didn't have the heart to correct him.
Yeah. Alright, hang on, I'll be back. My washing should be done by now.
Hi, baby. Who's a good boy?
Looking forward to the infiltration part. That's gonna be a lot of good fun role playing. Also, pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured like an investigation where you guys really like role playing more so than like fighting. This is like perfect. He's such a chill kitty. Like, it doesn't like to be held. He doesn't like to really be held too much, but he kind of doesn't mind.
He doesn't fight back about it.
Yeah, he's not like, I'm gonna claw your fucking face off if I don't get what I want.
Mesh, where was he before you adopted him?
My sister's co-worker's father, maybe, something like that.
Just realized I've been muted.
I assume. Oh, sorry, Cari, go on.
I just said I realized I've been muted. I've been responding and everything.
Oh, have you been doing the cutie thing? Little floof and whatnot? Yeah.
Yeah. I said someday I will have a little floof.
Little floofs.
A floof will soon be mine.
I assume it was from a litter, right, Mesh?
Oh, I have coffee.
He's a rescue. They rescued him from somewhere, and then we got him because they didn't have time. Because something.
Kind of explains a little bit of his attitude.
He's a big little floof attaching to everyone.
Big little floof.
Little floof. Big little floof.
The biggest little floof there ever was.
My favorite floof.
It reminds me of how Nox was.
Yeah, he's more chill. Like
Nox was chill. He just hung out, didn't bother too much, and then played with his string toys and biting off things' heads.
As one does.
Sure, he'll turn up.
You're not gonna bite things' heads off, are you? You're gonna be a good household cat.
I promise nothing, Mesh. There'll be no promises here. Let's have a look at this. I have made, I think, what normally would have been 3 games worth of notes here.
This whole thing is information, so it's worth it.
But it's also
like because of the thing on my wrist, like it's all like in really big letters. It's difficult to write.
I mean, at the very least, whenever we do on the next session in about 3 years, I will be very much prepared.
Yep.
What did we do the last time? Well, let me tell you.
3 years.
It's a joke.
It started off when there were 3 groups. And then the Fire in the Nation attacked. Wait, no, sorry, that's going into Avatar.
Speaking of nothing that has to do with what I'm about to say, I have to remember it's Father's Day, so I need to message my dad.
I messaged my dad.
Happy to all the fathers watching.
Motherfucker.
Happy Father's Day. Love you.
Happy to all the would-be fathers and natural fathers alike.
I had to double check to make sure I actually sent that to my dad and not some random person that's not my dad.
While I don't know you, whoever you are, I appreciate the sentiment.
Are you my long lost child?
Yeah, my dad once told me, because they're farming people. They love being on the farm, and I hate the farm. I like living in the city. So he was
He's a
like,
farm hater.
"What are you, the black sheep of the family?" And I'm like, "But I'm an only child, so
yes.
What does that make me? Who's the white sheep? There's nobody." Yeah.
You are the goat of the family? The completely different
Yes,
species?
I am. Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time versus best in the world. Right, that's the one line I remember from a couple days ago.
Bitwa you can't say very well.
I feel like that's
Goat
something
versus
from wrestling.
Yes, that's the thing John Cena said
John
a
Cena.
couple days ago.
John
Cena.
Now.
Hope we can get to see him later on today. I don't think we will.
Oh, you mean we won't be able to watch SmackDown later?
No, I mean...
No, he means he can't see.
Oh yeah, we'll never be able
Come on,
to.
Cari. You know the joke.
I missed the joke. I'm sorry.
We should be able to watch SmackDown after this.
Sure.
I'll probably be tired. We'll be able to watch it tomorrow, though, hopefully.
Yeah.
Is everyone ready to go?
Nah, sorry.
Duck.
Nah.
Duck?
I also got the ice cream while I was waiting.
See,
Jody,
senor.
back too?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jody.
Commence session. You may go.
Battle.
Sorry, that's just so funny. Just the DM's just like lazily on his phone. Just, yeah, whatever, role play.
That's literally, I'm just listening to you guys and I take notes on my sheet of paper here when I feel like it's needed. That's basically
So
it.
funny.
You guys have to decide what you want to do. I'm just enjoying listening.
So who's going with who?
I'm okay to go with, like you said earlier, with you, Caidi.
I'm thinking in terms of our attributes. I'm kind of good at just like blending in and eavesdropping. I kind of do that a lot as is. I think Jeslian, you're much better at actually investigating with your profession, and I think oh shit, I'm sorry, Harry. What was your character's name?
Dante.
Dante. Sorry. Dante, I think you're much the same as well. I'm thinking that both of you perhaps might be best to go into different teams, and the rest of us align ourselves like that. I could be wrong. Like, how do you feel?
Well, if we break it down into simple factors, just Lan, obviously. Our knowledge, our know-how, she's good with the books. We get there somewhere with information, with numbers. Key placement for her. Both myself. Wait, hang on. Have I mentioned this part of my story? I have to remember what I have told and what I haven't told.
I think it's time to tell.
This is the danger of having secrets and being with an information broker at the same time. Oopsies.
This is why I play an open book.
I remember this one time that I helped a bunch of kids. Like, what? What? Information.
Let me just quickly see if I mentioned it before.
You have like a photo of ticks for your secrets. Like, yeah, that one's done. That one's done.
Yep.
No, I take notes.
Tell everyone you're a doppelganger. Check.
Unfortunately, my name is not Dante. I'm a doppelganger called Mesh. It's like Sarah Mesh, like you motherfucker.
Or like Camilla, her whole mantra is never let them know your next move. Like, she'll just say anything, and no one ever checks me on it. I've lied so many times. But they're always stupid things. They're always stupid small things that no one would.
I think that's why.
With my character, like with Wisdoming High and Intelligence relatively high, it's like I know when you're lying, but I just let you have it because I'm like, yeah.
That works too. Yeah, it's because I'll usually be like, oh yeah, the moon was blue yesterday.
Dante, your charisma is high.
So...
my charisma isn't too high, but
stats out on the table.
Do you have secret stats we don't know about?
Sorry, real quick. Who asked about the circus earlier?
Layla.
The circus was reported in Trostenwald.
Is this the circus that what's their faces were in?
Yep.
That went tits up.
No, not the tits.
God damn it, my titties again!
Not the tits!
Not the tits!
Mama, quick!
They need to be down at all times!
Manzi, now you know how to wake her up. Manzi, now you know how to wake her up. Wake her up.
Oh, no, not the tits, not again! Quick, Joey Ray, get in there with us!
Tits.
I need help! I ain't got enough hands for these tits!
I'm glad I gave you a wake-up call. I'll make sure to put a voice note so you can make it as a tone for an alarm in the morning or something. Not the tits!
Not the tits!
We need
my alarm.
Oh shit, Joey Ray, the whole crop's gonna be ruined! Quick, get him!
God, send in the tits! Anyway.
That was a jump.
We need a distraction. Send in the tits!
I have not mentioned this, and he is not going to fucking mention this. Because that's a little...
Do I pick up the fact that he was about to say something and chose
not
to say something? Cool.
This is Harry's considerations, not Dante's.
Yeah. this is me turning around and going, wait, hang on a second.
Wait,
I haven't been upfront about that information.
Behind Dante, who said, and then disappeared.
The other question is whether or not he reveals that.
In front of the Ogden Trust, yeah.
In front of you guys, in front of the Ogden Trust, especially before what the fuck is happening. Because it's...
She's that woman's hair, you know what she's listening.
The kitty.
You tell me you have a devil trigger, I'm on board.
I have a kitty trigger.
I'll take one cat delivery, please.
One kitty, one snuggle.
No, I think what I think he what he'll say. I think it's best if Layla, I believe you told me, or you mentioned that you had training, have you not?
I have had training. What type of training?
Just in general sense, I imagine you'd probably be able to you'd be able to pass a little bit more in military circumstance.
Ah, yes.
Yes. So it'd be wise if you were on your own.
Alright.
Team 3 on your own.
It would be probably helpful if you all knew about each other in your kind of general story backgrounds, but just remember you guys got to come up with new names probably.
Oh right, we need new names and new identities, right?
The identities can be as similar or as unsimilar as you would like. Although I think for Shifa, an Aoraton's very memorable, so for you as different as possible is probably helpful. The rest of you doesn't quite matter.
To use a magical disguise was.
We can do magical. We've got supplies that can make it non-magical if you prefer that. Magical is always safer until someone touches you, and then it's not.
Well, whatever is would work the best. I mean, he could wear clothes and then use a magical disguise on top of that.
Well, we have there are two commonly used magical disguises. One of them is called the alter self magic, which alters the form of the person. It's a bit better than the disguising, because the disguise self has to do with clothes and appearance. So clothes are something that we have. If we can augment things with the alter self spell instead of the clothes, we can make the clothes look real because they are.
I see.
Could you possibly make it so that Shiva, whatever face he gets, that he's some kind of scar? That might drive people away from touching him in any way, shape, or form, even trying to bumping into him.
Well then, in this case, we'll just retcon the disguise self spell as an alter self spell, Shiva.
Oh. What do you think, Shiva?
For the earring that you have, it will be an alter self, which means it won't change clothes.
Why would the scar stop people touching him? I'm confused.
Well, what I'm thinking is like some kind of scar that looks a little gnarly. People would usually stop and stare, but would not really want to get too close. I mean,
this is a really hideous scar. I don't know why.
Well, to be fair, Caidi's got the point. They might draw their attention, but they're not really wanting to go poke their fingers in it, unless they're freaky.
I hope not.
Let me read up on this self again.
But I do think
to any curious children.
I do think that's a smart
I thought
idea.
this kind self did change your physical appearance also. Just alter self gave you more like you could have a tail or wings or something like that. Am I wrong?
Say that again.
I thought alter self you have to have the same like body plan.
No, that was disguise self. That's what I thought. Alter self is you change your physical form, so you could have more limbs or something like that.
Or less, in your case.
Less, yeah.
Which is easier than others, because I believe you said that yours is removable.
My thing goes inside, so it doesn't really need.
You can hide it.
Does it, yeah. So that's not a bigger problem.
I mean, to add to the illusion, you can even have a piece of clothing that has like a high collar. Like, you have to show your face, but you're at least trying to conceal it a little bit from the bottom layer, and the scar.
I think disguise self is fine, because this is just giving me.
By the way, I'm drawing from what would have been like my history of trying to help people. I would have seen stuff like this, and just to specify why this is not coming out the blue, like.
Yeah, it's more about changing species than things, so I don't need like horns or fangs or anything like that.
Maybe before we separate in groups, maybe we pick a couple locations we want to say definitely we want to look to heat first. Obviously,
just, keep in mind that there are some of these locations that are central, right? people have to go in through and out of them. Mess hall being one of them. Like, if the Crown's Guard doesn't want to go through the mess hall, that's their prerogative, right? The mess hall is government subsidized food. They can go in there and they can get food anytime they want without pay. It's a part of their deal. Righteous Brand or Crown's Guard, doesn't matter. They're gonna go in there at some point.
Yeah. So there's a lot of areas that will overlap no matter what. But
oh, sorry.
No, please.
I was just thinking about which areas would be more appropriate to search. Anything with a lot of 4-foot traffic. While we could find information, I feel like we should go to places that are more concealed, like the Awemei Master's Alley. Like there, I could see that people would actually try to smuggle things in a concealed manner, even away from the doors of the last ages. Like, and we should also probably have a look at the office briefing hall. If it's a case that there's not much activity happening there, hiding in plain sight makes a lot of sense to me.
I definitely think the gate and the office that manages all of the cargo, what the fuck it was called? Where did I lost it? Where did it go?
Oh, the checkpoint ledger office?
Yes, the checkpoint ledger office. Getting in there would be good. That's definitely a notable location. I would say possibly maybe instead of the alley. Of course, we can go through a few of these locations. It's not like we're landlocked to these things. But I would actually be more inclined to attempt to find where was it? I was literally just looking at it. Where the fuck did it go? The Righteous Brand's supply point side, so the one that moves a lot.
In the market area.
Yes. Because that is, the fact that it jumps around at all is a little weird for military.
Yes.
I'd say that one might be one that would be worth at least looking into. The inn as well. It just is a general place. I'd say those three are definitely stand out. Would probably be wise to sort of sit around first.
The inn could actually be something we can look at while we're passing information. If we take that route, like members of each team can combine together and hopefully find more information while they're there and get out without being seen discreetly.
That's true. Maybe. Well, here's the other thing. Do we want to be part of different regiments? Because I do see us being benefited by that, especially if we had some Crown's Guard and some.
Someone goes to Righteous Brand and then another group goes to Crown's Guard or something. Is that what you mean?
It could be beneficial for that, but considering the Crown's Guard are basically just, dead foot traffic, then maybe not.
Maybe like the Aegis, last Aegis?
The Aegis wouldn't be bad, but that could be a little difficult. They are more local, which means there is at least there's an extra level of recognizing each other. Which, given the new influx and everything, I doubt it would be that impossible. But it would be that's kind of just stabbing yourself in the foot. You're kind of asking for a harder job. Especially when these guys are already widespread disease.
I feel like the majority of names that we have to investigate are in the Righteous Brand anyways.
Well,
some information is kept by the Crown's Guard. For example, the ledger office, that's Crown's Guard.
Shifa, could that carrier, Nox the carrier, if it is also an automaton, could you, how do I put it, connect with it in a way that you can get information from it without it realizing?
Don't think so.
No.
And if it's conscious enough, it'll know I'm there. So
Okay. Then again,
Well-
if you do it, he might even recognize his role. Blow your car. That, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's fair.
Maybe what we could do is we could have Jess Leanne infiltrate as Crown's Guard, primarily because of the building we want to investigate happens with them, and it coincides with Jess Leanne. Then maybe the rest of us, we all join the Righteous Brand, and we could act as pseudo, like, Telva was speaking before, we could be all, we know of each other. We're not quite super close friends, but we know of each other to the point where it's not, distracting if we are seen together. Meaning, instead of inherently splitting up very wildly, we could do a lot more smaller groups, We all
But
eat
then we met each other in this recruiting thing. Like on the way here. Like in the caravan.
could?
Here.
That sounds
We
familiar.
could. I definitely think that we want at least a little bit of freedom to peel off.
Are you suggesting that Jessian go by herself? Location was split up in one location?
Honestly, I'm suggesting that Jess Leanne goes into the Crown's Guard if she is comfortable on her own. The reason I say that is primarily because you don't have us interacting, you don't have us sort of making weird movements or anything. Jess Leanne is smart, she's capable. She'd be able to get in that system, see all the books, see everything. Probably fix half of their shit, to be fair.
What do you think, Jessian?
More so than
So I
most
think
of us.
So, out of character, I think
Sorry,
Jessie
Harry.
Ann could do that. I think Jessie Ann is resourceful enough to do it herself. But Jodie, I don't know if I can carry an investigation alone without other people to bounce off of. I don't know. It seems I think I might find that difficult. I don't know.
That's fair.
Eva be more likely to run into the automaton if he went with Jess Leanne? Because he's also quite smart and good at investigating. And if the automaton's a courier, then he probably would be in the library area.
I will also I will also speak out of character because Dante doesn't know this, but Shiva is good at stealth, especially going for that building.
True.
Obviously, Dante's not going to mention that because I don't fucking know that.
the thing is, there's two things I'm considering. Do we even want to interact with the other automaton above table? Because
So who's this
that could be useful, but also detrimental.
What
We don't know.
automaton?
There's still a lot of
What
information you
automaton?
don't have.
Jody?
I've missed something.
It-
What automaton?
Jody,
There
the one,
is-
it just has a carrier called Nox, who is some kind of robot. We don't know if it's sentient or not.
Oh.
We don't, but she did specifically say automaton.
Okay. Oh, does that imply?
It could be different
But-
levels. We don't know.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Wow.
It
I mean, yeah,
could
I'm definitely
be-
okay with the majority of us being together as recruits.
Also,
know each
me and
other.
Jeslian are the two tall ones in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a weird?
I think we
Is that a
stand
weird
out
thing
a
to?
bit.
I do.
To be fair, there's a lot of
Good pairing.
there is a lot of characters in the army, so I feel like that wouldn't be too weird.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd only be weird if, there is 5 specific people who all happen to be friends and very, very jovial with each other after what happened. I feel like we want to avoid that specifically. But other pairings, at that point, it's diluted enough, it's not a matter.
So I could go in with just a closed disguise, or would I need to disguise my my race as well?
No, she specifically said your race is fine.
Yeah,
Said
maybe at
another.
maybe at most that uniform for one, and maybe some markings But yeah, no, I don't think you would really need to change that strictly, considering everything that happened yesterday happened quickly. Like, we want to make sure that we dilute it enough to not be obvious in case anyone happened to catch what we look like, but we don't have to be as different that we do something wild. Considering, again, it was quick. I very much doubt that anyone got a great look at us. I just want to avoid specifically a group of 5 individuals who all look vaguely similar to that group from yesterday. As long as we avoid that, I'm pretty sure we'll be pretty good.
Okay. I'm just trying to come up with a Goliath name.
So we should be recruits of the righteous brand, and Jeslian will be the crown scar.
Well, that's if someone else wants to go with Jeslian.
I would volunteer, but I don't think that my skill set would be good in a library of sorts.
So the Crown's Guard thing is a library then?
Well, the Crown's Guard are basically just like the police. They're more of your day-to-day stuff, but they happen to operate specifically a building that we want to look at, which is the gate and the which one was it?
Leisure office.
The leisure office, because you want to specifically have access to that.
Right, then I think that somebody who's
Who do you think you can bounce off better for that kind of thing?
I'm thinking.
I do have a question. I forgot to check. The quartermaster in the alley, age is black. The stables and training area. Is that a Crown's Guard thing or some? I forgot to write down what thing it was.
Oh, the Airmaton is in the ages, not in the Crown's Guard. So we might just not even run into him.
I wrote ages down differently. That makes sense. Never mind. My notes are weird.
Why is Dante not on the campaign?
Because he's hiding stuff.
Secrets.
I have secrets.
Yeah, you don't have to say everything in front of her tonight, but if you guys want to dismiss yourselves to have a discussion outside of this area, that's very possible. Like, she's not holding you here anymore.
I mean, I don't need to know your secrets, but I was just wondering things like what's your basic skill set? Sort of, really, what's your strengths?
I think or interests, right? Because I'm actually personally interested in going to talk to Torgen, the arms master, and he's part of the Regis brand, so I think I should go there.
Yeah, or interests, or like if I'm going to a library, what languages you like, you know, or what do you think you something like that is all.
Well, if you need anything on market or that area, I'm here for, and I don't think you are going to find that.
I would probably do my best work at the inn and just sort of mingling among people. I'm not bad at cards, and I'm decent when it comes to watching people and existing.
In this case, I think being bad at cards is a good thing. She like cocks her head suspiciously.
Being bad at cards.
Or being bad at cards on purpose.
You can make a brawl.
Well, if you're good enough at cards, you can pretend to be bad.
I think I'll be best in a position where I would be in a more sentry place where I can just gather information from my senses than physically looking for them.
Well, Caidi, I was going to ask.
Gatekeeper then? The Grell Dobbins is the gatekeeper.
You don't have to
is
choose where you want to go right
from,
now. Again, I'm trying to keep you all in track. If you could just come up with some identities
So-
first, it would be helpful.
So
It doesn't have
if
to
you
be
go-
anything explicit. Don't overthink it too much.
If
Yeah.
you go with the Crown's Guard, you might get posts where you're just keeping watch. I mean, that's kind of sounds like what you want, right?
But yeah, we could get you any orders you want. You can even come back midway through the day and just have your orders changed. Like, you can have anything developed throughout the entire circumstances. I will provide it. I promise.
If I,
I do like
in the officers for briefing hall, I could hopefully gather up some information there. Eavesdropping on people, or just looking at some of the documents coming to and fro. Maybe when no one's looking, I can just search some of the storage the documentations. Maybe find something there.
Now, if
I'm
your
very
places
good at
where
going
you want to go, I'm not saying that every place is going to be on limits and I can BS you in there. So you got to keep that in mind. You might have to run some of your ideas by me. She smiles, but by and large, if it's a place where Crown's Guard, Righteous Brand, and not Ogden Trust, Last Aegis people can be and should be, I can probably get you there. But once you start needing clearance within those factions, that's where things might need to be. I can maybe get you an order where you can be somewhere nearby, but I can't get you clearance, if that makes sense.
How far is the officers' briefing hall and the ledger's office from each other in the Crown's Guard? They
Above the
relatively
table,
close by?
it's completely irrelevant.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that if me and Jeslianne actually went there, at the very least we could keep tabs on each other and make sure everything's going swimmingly. Not that there would be any trouble or anything.
There, I just want to keep this, like, I gave you a lot of information. I just want to let you guys know, I gave you probably, I did not give you all of the locations that you can investigate. This is just what she has.
Yeah.
I did not give you all of the people that are involved. These are just important people that she knows about. There are loads of people. Like, remember, 6,000 troops are deployed here. You're going to get another 200 tomorrow, including you. And that's not counting Crown's Guard. So, part of your job is to sift through the dross and find the right people.
Yeah.
So, don't overthink anything. Like, you can... A lot of times when you find stuff, it's just going to be by happenstance. And again, even with failed rolls, you'll get something. It just may not be true.
Yeah. So, to sort of streamline this in terms of main locations you want to hit, which can influence, like, just, disguises and whatnot. Let's say we have 2 people that go into Crown's Guard. The rest of us can go into Righteous Brand. And then that way that can be our... disguises. Who would want to go with Jeslianne to do Crown's Guard things? Especially if Jody wants someone with her.
Jump at once.
I don't mind. I think Caidi wanted more because
Yeah, I think it'd be more appropriate if I went. It seems like a good place for me to snoop around.
Alright, so we're basically like pairing Caidi and Jeslianne as Crown's Guard.
Just, if you're going to split up like this, you need to come up with a good reason why you know each other and why you might be friends. And if someone gets insulted by the other factions, you got to let it go. And maybe even more so than that, they may be looking for you to start making some compromises and being mean.
Well, you said that the Aegis and Righteous Brand officers don't get along, but she's
Not
Crown's
all of
Guard,
them, no.
So we shouldn't have a problem with her being Crown's Guard and us being Righteous Brand.
No, they also don't really like each other because of the authoritativeness. Like, not just the authoritativeness, it's a matter of what business they pertain to. So, like, if it's a civilian dispute, and there's a bunch of Righteous Brand and Last Aegis just sitting around watching a crime happen, Crown's Guard get pretty pissed off that they don't help, but it's not their duty on paper to do anything about it.
Their duty.
So if they turn a blind eye to crime and don't even take a bribe for it, it's just because they're lazy. It's just how.
They need
Yeah.
better duty.
Or it's like they can't be responsible for what the Crown's Guard is supposed to do, and the other way around. The Righteous Brand not only shirk responsibilities where they could help the Crown's Guard, the Righteous Brand probably are a bit envious of the Crown's Guard that they didn't get deployed, even if they're making more money. It's like they're safer when the war comes by because they're a part of the Crown's Guard rather than active duty.
Yeah. That us splitting up is just being part of different groups. We are not friends. We do not like each other.
You can like each other.
Okay.
We just don't dislike each other. We just are like.
Sorry, I'm just providing a picture where the reasoning for why they might not like each other in certain contexts.
okay.
Yeah.
So there are still people that can be like, it's just like real life. People can be friends in different factions. They don't all have to hate each other. It's not a sweeping generalization. There are probably more exceptions than not, but the thing is, stereotypes exist for a reason, that type of thing.
Yeah. We might be in a situation where we might have to pretend not to like each other, or less will just not care about certain things. We have to understand that doing so means that we, have to pretend that we're not comrades in this room planning a fucking investigation together.
So I'm gonna write down everyone's
we
names
are.
and what factions they want to be a part of after I get your alias names.
I have my alias name.
All right, just a moment. So
don't have an
Jesslyn,
alias,
you
yeah.
said that you and Caidi were gonna be a part of the Crown's Guard. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I don't have an idea yet.
Right. All right. So then, Layla and Dante and S.H.P.H.A will be. Now, are you going to be only Righteous Brand, or would you like to be a part of the Aegis and have anyone division-wise there? Or?
I do think it'd be smart if-
Interested.
We could always
It'd be
arrange a
smart.
promotion later, or rather, how would you say it? Reassignment?
Curiosity.
We could reassign you if you
Maybe
need
a
access to something. You can just start with Righteous
Maybe a
Brand.
reassignment would be good, primarily just because of how like the last Aegis, because they're a lot more local. It would definitely need to be either promotion or reassignment.
All right, I will write down
just
Righteous
otherwise it
Brand
wouldn't make a
IDs
whole
for
lot of
now.
sense. Yes.
I can't really make you very high ranking because that would raise too much suspicion. I could make
No,
you a
and it's
corporal rather
better.
than a private, but that's about it.
I'm okay with private.
No sergeants, no lieutenants, none of that business. You can befriend those type of people though to get access to stuff. All right, aliases, ideas.
So, my name is Yaya Bix, and Yaya is spelled Y-A-L-L-A.
She just blinks blankly at you. That's good, Layla. Let's get all the bad ideas out of the way first.
But okay.
Yeah.
Then somebody else go. But I thought Menagerie Coast would be a good location for me to be from.
That is a great idea. I will write that down.
Okay. I'll think of my name.
It'd probably be smart if I was also from Menagerie Coast.
I will write that down then, Dante.
Justine, how old are you?
You ask her. Ask her her age.
I was actually asking
Goodness.
about board just to make sure my thing was.
Now, I will let you know that I believe that, with the exception of S.H.P.H.A here, and maybe Layla, retaining your current species is advised. Changing elements of that species is fine in order for disguising purposes. So for this sake, Dante, heavily advised to stick with the tiefling motif. Caidi, elf, Jeslianne, dragonborn, specifically to Dracoblood. Layla, you can do any elf. I think Caidi, you could do any elf as well. Layla, you could also be more Ganassi than elf if you want, but
I'm brow as well.
Would I have attuned already, Rob? We've been discussing for a while.
yeah, you can assume attunement.
Okay.
But that would be my advice. How you look is up to you. I just need to basically to take some sort of arcane record of your details.
Well, I was wondering the connection with me and Jeslianne. Maybe you were like a tutor in my past. We just like you helped me with
just the things for paperwork right now.
things?
The stories and stuff doesn't matter. How you want to be friends. I don't care about that sort of thing.
We can come up with that later.
You were just a teacher. That's how we know each other. That's all. Just a vague.
Where you
thing.
come from is fine. How you know each other doesn't matter. That's up to you to decide. This is stuff that I have to file tonight.
Sure.
It could be as simple as you briefly worked with me on some paperwork. I briefly hired you or something. I don't
There you
know.
go.
Okay, that's fine.
Where you can be from is actually just where you can be from, like originally as well. It's in some of your cases.
I was thinking, would that be appropriate? Would that raise this? You know what? No, it's fine. I don't know how it would.
Because there's a lot of people in this damn country. Being from somewhere is not exactly crazy.
Yeah, I don't have a name.
The
or
accents
place
for
where they
Layla and
are.
Dante being from the Menagerie Coast tracks, and that kind of just adds a layer of consistency for them. Why they're in the war is probably a better question to figure out when you get asked about it, but there's a lot of people in Rexentrum, so it could be anything. People may not even ask you about it. Do
How do I pronounce my?
you have any names?
Steel. That's it. I remembered.
That's the real thing that we got to get down.
Okay. Yeah, I originally came from about
And no
Steel.
pre-calamity names, Layla.
Calamity?
Maybe simple names like I don't know.
Lily?
That can work. Do you want to be a lily?
Oh, okay. I'll be Lily.
That's up to you.
how-
Do you want to be a lily or
about-
not? Do you want to be an orchid? Do you want to be a flower?
No, I want to.
What about a daisy or a rose?
Rose. Rose is a very pretty name. I will take Rose.
All right.
I was
I'm writing it
thinking
down. It is final unless you want to change it in 10 seconds.
Do I need a last name?
Yes. Arguably more important.
Rose.
Bud.
No.
That's a good one. I like that.
Do you
Rose. What are good last names?
how about there was another
Cricket?
space for Jack 2
Cricket?
as a
Cricket.
Pricket. Rose Pricket. But this sounds like you're pricking someone with the rose.
Hey, I'm just building on your energy.
Nari?
Rose Marit.
Marit.
M-A-R-E-E-T. That sounds like something from the coast. Marit. M-A-R-E-E-T.
Nari.
Oh no.
Myreet.
I just thought
And
about
why?
Myreet?
the dumbest name suggestion.
Yeah,
No,
Myreet.
in.
Hey,
Like
Shiva,
nose.
why don't you go with Mesh?
Why?
Okay, so I have Rose Myreet. M-Y-R-E-E-T.
No, in. In. Like a nose. Or nipple.
Nyreet. Or nipple.
Nipple too.
The tits. She loves them.
The tits.
Not the
Quick. We gotta harness the tits.
All right, who's next on the? Let's get a new name in 10 seconds.
How about Evelyn? That's a simple name.
How many fucking ends you want?
Just a one. I don't want to be extra about it today. Did you say 4? No, that's way too much.
No.
How do you want to spell it?
You didn't count my thumb.
You know what?
E-V-L-Y-N.
Whatever the most common, I don't know what the common way is. Whatever the most common way it's spelled here, make it like a run-of-the-mill name.
All right, EVLYN, because you dictated that you did not want 2 N's. That is the next most common name. What's your last name?
Oh, I don't know.
Rob, you were slowly turning into like bored army recruiter.
Yeah.
You can tell some of the facade of like being pleasant is now like business. She's like, let's go. We have something to do today.
What is it? The person entering someone into the country?
Yeah.
Customs agent, yeah.
Yeah.
Name Evelyn. How many N's?
Summers.
What did you state your business? How long you staying? What are you here for?
You got a work visa.
Are you claiming that?
Whatever. Did you file at CX2Y? Okay,
Yeah.
then fuck off. Out of my line.
You're not bringing any meat or cheese.
Caidi, what do you got for me? Miss Evelyn.
My surname could be Summers.
Summers, love it.
I like that.
I just checked to make sure I didn't accidentally name like some random character I did not realize. I have not.
Jesslyn, Dante, and
As in
Shifa,
Sue
you're
Summers?
next.
I thought, wait, did I just pick a name that exists? But yeah, no, I didn't.
Try and make it a little simpler. I'll just take my name, take my given name and shorten it down to Anna. Call me Anna.
You want 1 N or 2 N's, Jesslyn?
Wait, write this down.
E wild, take 3.
A-N, A-N-N, A-N-N-E.
Anna.
Or 4, but one of them is
Anna
silent.
Anna or Ann?
Oh, just make it Anna.
All right.
Yeah, Anna, 2 N's.
A-N-N-A, got it?
Do I have to have a family name too?
Yeah.
Two names?
I wouldn't make it one of the ones from your lineage per se. It can be like you married into some white person.
White person. Oh, I could make it my husband's name.
That'll work. As long as
I can't remember.
Haha! I caught you this time. Get fucked.
I know, because I've got a
Yes,
separate
Mom.
like Google document.
I'm telling
on
you
that.
it. Yes, Mom.
Yes, oh, thank you. That'll be my name.
How do you spell it
then,
again?
YASMOP. That's what I've written down. I don't know if it's correct.
Y-A-S-M
Yeah. That might be wrong. Let me check.
what?
Yeah, that must have been a terrible.
MOP.
Yes, Mop.
That does
Yes.
not look like a Goliath, sir.
You know what? If only you had.
She like looks at the name. She's like, "Is that a halfling's name?
I need to find a shrink
Or a gnome?
Was.
Is that a gnome last name?"
because I have to have the right names. That's just the way.
All right,
I
I'll
do
correct
it.
it later. Just Leanne, just let me know when you find it.
Okay.
Dante, Shifa,
Ruka Fairy.
Narin Mindbearer.
okay, spelling please. Ruka, R-U-K-K-A.
2 U's.
To use 1K.
No, 1K, 2 U's.
How many U's are there? I'm just kidding. What's your last name?
W.
You can see she's messing with you.
Yeah, Farden Gray. F-A-R-I-N Gray.
F-A-R-I.
Yes.
N-G-R-A-Y.
Yes.
Boner fart.
Farin Gray, Ruka Farin Gray. Great. Does sound a bit feminine, but if you're down for it, that'll work.
It's okay. I
Shifa,
come from...
Narin
I'm a
Hidebearer.
Kishian.
say again.
Narin Hidebearer.
Okay, spellings, please.
Narin Hidebearer.
Oh, that's much.
High bearer.
Hide.
There we go.
H-I-D-E.
B-E-A-R-E-R.
Yep. Yep.
Hide bearer. All right, you better have a hobby that involves the hide, because that name doesn't ship there.
Okay, it'd have to be this.
So you can tell she's like rattling off like very clear things of like family history. Is like, you better have some sort of name that has to do with leatherworking for this. And for Faring
damn,
Gray,
you.
he's like, Dante, that name comes from dyeing, color dye, and also from tanning. So you better have some sort of story for that. Layla, your family's probably got some links to any form of florals. There are obvious reasons, or something to do with the family's wedding. I read does sound like it comes from the coast, so it better be something that's consistent with flora from that region. Jess Leanne, excellent names. It is like a legit name I swear I've read on paperwork before. Caidi. Evelyn sounds good. Summers is a bit tacky, but it'll work. It's very plain, so be plain.
I'm going to be an enthusiastic new being destroyed by paperwork.
Do you want me to use that one, Jody, instead?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think what Mesh wrote down was his first name, wasn't it?
It was the first name, yeah.
Okay, so do you want to say it then? Thanks for the spelling, by the way.
Tussle trick.
Tossle trick. Yep, just make sure you have for you, Jessalyn, just make sure you've got some proper linking to that last name. This looks like it could be pretty much anyone from Hupperduke, so whatever story, just keep it consistent.
Oh, so I just married into Hupperduke family.
That's very believable. Have you really thought this through? Well done.
I did.
Oh, yeah. And it's just like, she's completely lost the whole, like, she has no idea your background, Jessalyn. So it's like very easy for you to just like dismiss this over.
Dante, I have a question. This is
Yes.
a serious question.
Okay.
Why is Yaya a joke name?
Yaya?
See, I put a lot of thought into that.
Okay, let me. Okay.
Crash course.
Private Yaya, standard attention.
It makes sense to me. Plus,
don't hear
you
it?
guys won't forget it because it's the same letters mixed around.
What language do you speak,
I
Layla?
thought there was an anagram.
Yaya
Does
is
anyone else
a
speak
name.
Marquesian?
Never mind.
Caidi does.
Katie, do you
No.
speak Marquesian?
I'm actually just checking my keys. No, I don't.
I speak it
Oh,
because
I
it's
thought
my
you did.
native language.
No, I have.
So yeah, I mean, that would be it. Like, you guys are just like, this has got to be, this would probably be equivalent to something that both Manja and Mesh would be very familiar with, where people like hear like a name from the Middle East and they're like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard uttered from a mouth before, but it's like, that's like your native tongue. You're like,
I was thinking of like Zsa Zsa Gabora.
yeah, like any kind of like Persian, well, what's some other like Pakistani, like Indian name, or even like Punjabi like names, like those type of things are just like very normal for you guys, but like for the typical white person, like dummy from America is just like, oh yeah, that's weird.
No one can say my name.
Yeah.
Say your name then.
I think you.
Layla's like,
Oh, it's Manjeet.
Let-
You've
Manjeet.
never pronounced it like that for me.
I did it years ago, and you didn't
Well,
pick it up.
I don't remember, sorry. Manjeet. I'll call you that from now on.
No,
then.
don't. I don't like it.
What?
wait, you don't?
Like,
It's not me anymore. I don't identify with that.
okay, fine. What do you prefer?
That's
to be
like my
called
middle
then?
name. I hate it when people use my
Goldy
middle
is
name. It is
fine.
not my name.
I'll call you Goldy then.
All right. Any other changes you
okay.
want to do for the appearance? Now that we're done with the names, this paperwork can be filed. She basically puts it into a small, like, she has this tiny little, it almost looks like a mix between a lockbox and like a makeup box that she just kind of opens up, and then she locks the key, and then the thing just goes and disappears. The little chest with the paperwork. It's been shipped to the office.
What magical means?
Yeah, it's a thing that the wizard got for me when I need to get something done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't do the
I
magic.
think
It's already made.
maybe For the clothes,
You
the
guys
clothes
won't
for-
really
for
have much
my-
choice
my-
of the clothes, I'm afraid. The clothes will just be standard military wear that everyone wears. It's the same.
oh, okay.
You guys will get
Okay,
Crown's Guard
fine.
outfits. You guys will not. You'll get Righteous Brain outfits. And I have got
What are
a
the
few.
standard outfits.
I've got a few of the Righteous brands. Last Aegis, kind of like couple crests handy, but you won't get them until you get your promotion. or reassignment.
In terms of ID and other documents, you'll provide everything?
Yeah, the ID will get here probably around the time you guys need to check in. I'll just make sure it gets delivered. But I need to get your... I have another one of these boxes somewhere. I might have to have them send me another one, but I need to get your new visuals set up.
And what plausible reason would I have to be kind of snooping around in the library?
People don't like to read?
To snoop?
Snoop, snoop.
Well, yes, but I might have to expend an excessive amount of time in there. Maybe I can just make out like it's a personal project, or I'm just some sort of nerd. That's quite ridiculous, but
well,
I'll do something like that.
Remember, you
listen
are
here, Anna.
going to...
A lot of the people in the library just want to go read, and people that work for the military and especially the people that work for the Crown's Guard, when they're off duty, can do whatever the hell they want because they're off duty.
Okay, if it's as free as that, then yeah, I can do that.
You're a freestanding citizen, Anna.
Oh, I'll get used to that name now.
Might as well get practice in now you can.
Yes, we should all be practicing that.
Cari, you're muted. Cari, you're muted.
You are muted.
Right.
That response.
All right, I need to remember your names. So, I remember your last name is Summers. What is
If
your
you use
name?
first names or last names interchangeably just for the sake of memory, that works really well within military and Crown's Guard.
It's Evelyn, but you know, I would be like
Evelyn.
Private
Like
Summers.
Evil Lynn.
Sure.
And you're the only one I remember. Oh, Anna. We've got Anna
The only one.
something.
Hustle trick, but it's probably simpler if you call me Anna.
All right.
That's
Dante,
fine.
who are you?
You might want to probably keep track of nicknames as well. People probably be using those a lot within military context for things to be shorter. They might call Tossle Trick TT. I can already see that.
TJ.
That is.
Nyrete will probably just be...
What?
They might just call you Rosie. Who knows? Fair and Gray. They'll probably
Reed.
just call you Gray for short,
Call me
Dante.
Reed.
I could anticipate them just doing that. You know what would really work for you? We could probably make you a black or a gray tiefling. And that would really lock down your last name pretty believably.
Hang on, change.
I'd be okay with that.
Change his color.
Yeah. I mean, we could
that possible?
basically... I think
With
I've got
the-
something here that can do that. Or we
Oh,
can make it a
that's
cosmetic
interesting.
thing that's not magical if you'd prefer that. You just have to check in around lunchtime to get it reapplied. I don't think the disguise would be that hard.
Magical... No, disguise would not be that hard.
I feel like
We'll probably have to black coat your horns though. She looks at like your very unique
I was going
horns.
to
Or
suggest
we could
do that
whitewash them if
anyway.
you prefer that.
Anything that isn't this current configuration. Otherwise, it's
What
kind
colour
of
are
be a
they?
little bit. They
They're-
are.
Forgotten.
They're like ivory with
Golden?
golden gilding from memory.
Oh, okay. that's
Yeah,
quite
they
distinctive.
start black because they match the hair, and then as they get to the tips, they turn ivory and white with like flecks of white and gold.
Yeah, that's very distinctive. Something. Yeah,
They almost
something
look
a bit
gold tipped
more-
until you look that there's no tips on them. Like there's no caps.
Mm.
Or we could just leave them as is and cap them.
A
We could put some silver caps on there. Or
you know,
Bronze.
so you're not too pokey.
Probably something bronze, I reckon.
we could
Something that
bronze
doesn't
cap them.
look-
That'll work. I
Yeah.
probably I'll just write that down. She writes it down.
Hmm.
So you want to be gray or black?
Gray.
Gray. All right. Write it down.
Don't.
And you want
don't worry,
magical
you'll just
or
start and become the
practical?
white.
The only difference between the two is realistically going to be that you got to hand me an item back. And in addition, if you do the practical one, it's probably going to be more believable. And you're just going to have to check in and get it done again.
Mm.
They last for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
What, the spell?
No, the practical stuff. It's just
Unless you
I think the
general like sweat, wear and tear, and body oil needs to be reapplied, just similar to like stage makeup. Just gotta make sure it stays nice.
How long does the magical one last?
All day, but it looks weird when you sleep with it.
Hmm.
You used to turn it off at night.
No,
complete
it's
the spell.
generally gonna be okay because you're gonna be sleeping when it's very dark in the rooms, and when you wake up before the sun gets up, so it'll be fine.
I think definitely going with the practical then. I'll just have to make sure that I
Got it.
try not to sweat too much.
I will need magical because
Yeah.
I am glowy here and here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that.
So,
Practical
the practical
applications
doesn't
aren't gonna
cover
work.
the glow.
I think I've got another one of those earrings. Hang on. She like finds
She just
another of
has
those
an
earrings
entire
from
fucking
Shifa.
box of them.
I keep telling the AI generator Goliaths don't have beards, and every image is full of beards.
To be
Oh
fair,
my God.
to be fair, you could just be like Grog and have a beard anyway.
It's like I saw someone trying to do an AI generated video or photo of fried rice with no peas, and it kept
Yep.
on putting peas in them.
You can try to say like clean shaven. Mesh. Instead of telling it what it doesn't have, you got to tell it what it does have. Caidi, anything for you? Do you just wanna have like hair coloring? We can just dye your hair. That could work really easily.
That would be the most simple.
Even bigger beard.
Nice.
I would not like a beard. Thank you very much. I
Oh my
make
God.
it brown.
All right, we can just do that. That'll work.
Mm-hmm.
You want to dye the eyebrows too, or no?
Oh, absolutely. That would be weird.
Okay. I mean, weirder things have happened.
Hmm.
Layla, what do you? Well, I'll leave the disguise to you and Shiva to figure out. You could disguise the limb with those
I'll
earrings.
just be a drow. I'll have white hair.
Absolutely
and
not.
dark skin.
This is the first
No?
time she's
Okay,
denied you
never
guys
mind.
like very outright. That is
This is the
dynasty.
second time
That is
it's denied
dynasty bad
me
news.
Personally,
Layla,
Oh,
I am
what-
sorry to tell you that drow is absolutely a no-no. That is explicitly not allowed within Empire stuff because of the connections with Xhorhas and the dynasty. Any alliance that we have with drow that are dynasty people or non-dynasty drow are explicitly being used as intelligence agents over there.
Then I would just be a forest
Oh.
elf and have forest elf skin with red hair.
Katie's face lights up a little bit.
She nods. She's like, that's a great
look like
idea. I
her
think the
with
the
red
red hair will help hide the magic if it kind of fades in and out from the illusion from your hair. The red will be
Okay.
good.
Eh.
Yeah, that could work. We could even put some practical makeup under it if you want. That way it's more believable if they touch you.
I mean, it should just be a recoloring. Like it's going to. If they touch me, it shouldn't change because it's just a recoloring. They'll just wonder why I'm so warm all the time.
Well, when you when they touch you,
So you're hot-blooded.
a lot of the, let's just say like if they're gonna have makeup on to like look nice, well, I guess that's true. Military people wouldn't have. It's mostly so that when you have some sort of cover up on and they check, it's not gonna be your skin that they see for inspections. They're gonna see the color that you should be under there, under the illusions.
They check illusions.
I prepare for everything.
What am I supposed to do then?
If you have an illusion,
I'm just changing the color of my skin so that you don't see the glowy lava fields.
and the hair.
You know. Yeah, the hair. So it's not going to feel any different.
Okay. She agrees.
Same with hair.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Sheaf, are you going Goliath, I assume?
I'm working on it.
She rips off a sheet of paper and writes down a name of a Goliath city or tribe that would be like.
I was going with Germany Fields. They have tribes there. Yasha's from there.
That's not a good place to go because that's across the Jorhasian side. Let's just say you're somewhere south of Uthadurn.
Okay.
I just remembered Yaya is a name of a gay bar in Melbourne.
Oh, God.
I did.
There
I
you
messaged
go.
Goldie. I was like, that
Hey,
does
yo.
sound like a stripper name, doesn't it?
That dawned on me. I remember because I had
I'm
friends.
keeping it as a wrestling name.
At which
I had-
point
Never know when you need one.
I promptly decided I would be the Midnight Mauler. Or Mame, sorry.
I just.
Because it works good with me. We'll be a tag team.
Midnight Mauler.
Yeah.
What does
Midnight
that
Mauler
mean?
and Yaya Bick.
Yeah. We are
Just
not.
make-
God, that.
You're just making up
That's
random names.
Yes, we
That's
are.
an old memory
all
that popped
names
in my
are
head
made
just
up.
then. That's funny.
There are wrestling names.
Yes,
We'll
Leanne,
be
all
famous
names are
someday.
made up. What the hell?
To
They're just a
point.
bunch of sounds put together.
Anywho. Is there anything else that we require?
Let's see
Apart
here. I'm
from
trying to
location
get this
names?
name. You can be from.
Complexity.
Let's just say you're. Let's just say you're from Rexentrum for ease of use.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rexentrum is a big enough melting pot to hide in. Jessalyn, do you want to be from Hupperduke then?
Yes. Hapatuk. What? No, hold up. Hapatuk.
Yeah, with that last name,
Okay.
it kind of matches, doesn't it?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Do you want to be from somewhere else? Maybe Trostenwald?
Well, the reason I just hesitated slightly was that my backstory would be that I married into a Hapadukian family.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
if I wasn't from there, but to simplify it, I could say that I was from there.
Well, if you didn't want to say where you're actually from, then that could work. I'm just
Well,
trying to.
The issue is the history of the Dragon Ball,
Right.
Dragon Ball, and the Dragon Ball, and the forced migration. So well.
You could be from the
okay.
Menagerie Coast. That could be pretty believable as well. Because some of them moved out down there. Then you just kind of came up after No Merchant, and then moved up to Hupperduke, and then
Yes.
became a part of the Empire. That could work.
Yeah, maybe I then moved to Hapaduke.
Is that all right for me to write down
or-
Menagerie Coast then? Originally?
Sure.
Captains will probably look through this kind of thing. That's the only reason I'm asking. All right, so I got Menagerie Coast, Chief of Rexentrum, Caidi. Did you say where you're from?
I'll just stick with my original location of Basistil. Oh, I can pronounce it correctly. Basistil. Yes.
Was it Bastille?
I don't want to look it up. I'm trying to remember it. That's why I'm trying.
You don't want to look
I
it up.
want to remember
It
it.
is Bastille. I have it written it down
Good,
right
thank
here.
you.
Okay.
No, I
not
know
write
it
it
is.
down
I'm trying to
properly.
pronounce it correctly.
I wrote it down as BCT.
I don't
but
see
somehow I still
any
was able to
pronunciation
read it as
guide for it. I'm
Bastille.
just saying Bisisteel. That's how I would say it.
Wait,
But I don't know how to speak Elvish because I'm dumb.
I come from BS.
BS.
That's a layer joke.
British.
Bullshit. You didn't get that. That's adorable.
No, I did.
Well,
did?
you said
Okay.
layered, so initially I was like, oh yeah, bullshit. And then you said layered, and I was like, it's deeper than
The
bullshit?
British Empire.
The British shit?
The British Society of
Of tea.
Tea and L and crumpets.
Crumpets.
Crumpets. Don't forget about those crumpets.
Some people are saying Baseus teal or Baseus teal. Baseus. I also said Baseus teal. That makes Baseus. Yeah, Baseus. Baseus. Don't you know? Yeah, either of those
Write
works.
it down.
Baseus teal.
Aye.
Teal's pretty universal from this, looks like. There's someone that says
Yeah.
Baseus till, but that's probably wrong. And then someone also put a joke one that says biceps steel.
Biceps. Oh, don't tempt me, Rob.
I brought the biceps steel. Also, you guys have got through none of the stuff that I've prepped, really.
Seriously, I thought this was the prepped stuff.
I mean, I thought this was gonna take, like, you guys coming up with this type of stuff would have taken you probably the first hour, and it's taken the entire session.
Yeah, no.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm happy with it. It means that I don't have to do much for the next time.
You overestimate our capability.
It's been very fun to kind of field your questions, though. I always underestimate how many questions Harry's going to bring up in a session. I haven't had him as a player but once, so.
Especially when you get, like, you give me anything where it's like, oh, you have to investigate this thing. I'm like, okay, cool. I need to think about this, that, this, fucking what happens if this happens.
Well, we are currently at 4 hours since our start time, 3.5 hours since we actually started. You guys want to wrap up here with your actual identities being shifted off?
It's gone for 4 hours.
Now, I will tell you, as long as you guys check in, if you have a practical disguise, I think Dante is the only one. Jessie Ann, you did not provide a disguise. Did you want to change scale colors?
Well, yes, maybe it's a different scale color would be helpful. I was thinking maybe grey, but what's the practicalities of maintaining a spell like that?
Just to not be who you were. Just to make sure that you're not like Jessie Ann. I'm just trying to make sure you have a clear, different identity. That's all.
No, I mean maintaining the spell. Like, how long does it last?
Oh, the magic? It's one of these little earrings. I don't think I have another one. I have to get you one tomorrow, but I can get someone to fetch it for you.
Okay.
But yeah, you can just change your cut skin. Yeah, like the simpler the disguise with these alter self spells, the better, the more believable. So you could literally just change the hue of your scales to green for all I care. It'll work.
Whoops.
Although the blue is the color you have is just so pretty. It's such a shame we have to change it.
Well, one must do what one must.
We could just make you a metallic color. You want to be silver? We could do silver or gold or
Sorry, Rob, you
brass?
said that. My brain was just like, to tell them to just fucking flirt with Jody. Did I hear that right? The blue is so shiny. Just hold on a
Well,
second.
this is like another lady talking to another lady. It's like, man, that's just such a good color on you. You know, that's like very common.
Like respect.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of something, but maybe a little more plain, maybe grey.
Gray. Do we know of any gray dragonborn?
Combination.
I guess it would just make you look like an elderly white. That could work.
Or just black.
Joins the army, ages 30 years.
Do you want to have a bit
Now
more
is
of
an
a
old woman.
shine or a matte look to your? Oh, I guess, you know, when you get the little thing and you attune to it, it'll just do whatever you want it to do. So you make it look how you want it.
Yeah, a matte look. Well, I was just thinking of just being a dragonborn that doesn't stand out.
Yeah, well,
unassuming.
Black. I think
black's good.
Gold and silver varieties of dragonborn tend to attract attention.
I disagree, but that's just maybe because I know a lot of them.
Okay, I basically whichever is like the most plain.
Let's see, what is the counterpart to
We're all over
blue?
plain.
The counterparts to blue would be bronze. Bronze would also have the lightning that the blues have. Bronze would be the metallic counterpart to your color.
Bronze would be fine.
But that's only if you were using your breath to use the, what is it, it's called, the lightning breath. If you were to use a lightning breath and you were to be the wrong color, that would be very suspicious.
I have my breath power is blue, is it not?
The blue dragons are lightning breath, I believe.
Breath weapon blue is lightning, yeah.
Unless you chose a different breath weapon.
No, I'll just do if bronze have a lightning.
You could be like a bronzy black if you want. You could have that kind of darker bronze, or you could be a lighter bronze. Either way.
Whichever is like simpler, I don't mind.
Awesome. I will get you one of those earrings in the morning first thing. First dawn.
Thank you very much.
And Caidi, you just wanted the hair dye. That's correct, the dye.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do that tonight?
Yeah.
You want it to be for real, or do you want it to be like a wig? Because we'll have to dye the eyebrows, but the wig is something we can do instead.
Nothing permanent. Well, whatever's easiest.
All right. Well, what I can do is I can do a simple spell that will actually change the color of your eyebrows in here, and then we'll just cast it again to put it back to normal.
Okay.
And we'll do that tomorrow.
That.
Okay. So it'll be magic, but it's like a magic practical type thing. We'll do something similar for Dante. And then caps, right, Dante, for the horns. Okay. Shifa, anything in particular for you with the Goliath? Anything you need?
Nah, I think I can work with the ring.
Now, it's not too uncommon for Goliaths to not wear some of the armor. If you don't want to wear it, that's okay. So just do whatever's comfortable for you. But the armor on your model will feel very odd because it doesn't look like you're used to it. So I think the Goliath is probably a good call. And Layla wanted the earrings. So 3 earrings, 2 practicals, sorta. And looks at Caidi again. And then paperwork is sent. Right. So she scribbles down some more notes, folds it, and then says, I will do what I don't normally do and give you guys some time to yourselves. This place is secret now. I'm the only one with a key, besides my 2 associates. They will be at the door guarding. So if you want to not be heard, you can move into, you can stay in this room. And then I'm going to go hand deliver some stuff. I'll be back later. And when we start our next session, you guys can talk amongst yourselves for the final prep. And she will deliver your final paperwork and have it filed tonight. Thanks for playing.
Is it Sunday yet?
Hell yeah.
Or Sunday.
We'll try to be we'll try to play as soon as we can. Hopefully not 6 months from now. Hopefully less than a month if possible.